We are back again. Hey, what's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm pumped for this one.
You are, and I am too. We are back. It is time to save the planet once again. I am Keith. That is J Bum.
What's up?
And we are back on a special Tuesday edition of Save the Planet.
Yeah.
So that means we'll have 2 episodes this week, hopefully, depending on what happens later on.
I'm determined to have 2 episodes this week.
Well, let's get it, man. We're going to start out with this one. And
we got a topic for tonight, and we're going to stick with it, but I got other topics I want to do a podcast about.
Oh, yeah. So we'll do that on Friday. But tonight is an important night for you and I, lesser extent, because this is our, and apologies if you don't care for this, but this is our WrestleMania wrap up.
This is apologies from him, but I don't apologize. If you're listening to this, you want to hear about WrestleMania.
This is the J-Bomb's so good at recaps. This is our WrestleMania recap show.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I know you do. I have the list of the results of WrestleMania's night 1 and night 2. Ready
I got
to
them
go.
pulled up in order, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
And overall thoughts on the show, just without going into any detail of it. I will say this. It's about 7 hours, 8 hours long in total, both days.
Almost 8 hours, yeah.
Almost 8 hours. I would say I was entertained for a good 7 of them.
I would go with that. Yeah, I would go with 7.5 hours. I was entertained. Yeah.
Because you're not looking for wrestling show really, but there were even still some good wrestling matches on the show, on both shows.
And it was entertaining altogether. I mean, even the promos and the little guest celebrity spots were pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So that was
it was all around kind of cool.
There was some good stuff on here, some good surprising stuff. Night 1, I think, was way better than night 2.
I would agree. Night 1 was better than night 2. In my opinion, there was 2 bad matches in the whole thing, and both those bad matches was in night 2.
Yes. Yeah. So night 2, that kind of hinted it. Plus, there was one match that was less than 2 minutes long.
Indeed.
So it's like, how do you get away with that?
There was extra matches thrown in that was not on the announced card. That's for sure.
So yeah, night 1 definitely, like, I was on a high after night 1. I was super pumped up after it. I was so happy. And yet night 2, like, it had really cool moments and whatnot. I was really happy with, especially one, and one person in particular. We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a wet fart at the end.
It was like a roller coaster. When you get to the top, you expect to go really fast out the bottom of it, because the whole WrestleMania was a roller coaster, and I was expecting that big click, 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 click to the top, and that huge oh my god at the end, and it was like it went down about a foot and the ride was over.
Yeah, it's like halfway through the roller coaster, you think this is one of the best roller coaster rides you've ever been in, and then you get like maybe one more good little feel bump on the second half, but by the end of it, you're just like, man, that second half was not nearly as good.
Yeah, like, damn, the ride was over actually, 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, halfway through. Like, what the heck happened?
The ride was over a while back, and I didn't even know it. Like, I guess they just had extra track on this roller coaster, so they'd put a couple more pieces in and didn't really make it anything. But it was, honestly, you and me, we've talked about it for years. We don't really watch wrestling much anymore because it's gotten stupid. It's gotten too it's gotten too corporate. It sucks, and it's too repetitive, and it's them trying to remake old shit and create new shit out of it, and it don't work. But I will say, me and you talked about watching it for night 2. If this is what WWE's doing, I'm kind of curious, and I kind of want to see if this is what they're doing, or if this is what they just do once a year.
there was a lot of positive on this show that made me interested in the product, but overall, I know what to expect. So
Yeah,
it's like it's one of those situations where I want to be fooled because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
yeah. Well, I mean, even when wrestling was good, from the Royal Rumble to WrestleMania is your best time of year to watch wrestling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so I'm wondering if that's what's going on in this situation. Like if I'm good on watching wrestling again until about the Royal Rumble, or if WWE's actually finally starting to get their shit together. I don't know.
I I honestly think it's the latter. Or no,
It's
it's the former.
it's probably the former.
Yeah.
It's probably the former. But I mean,
Because they
I
wanted to
will
sell
say,
this as one of the biggest WrestleManias ever, and well,
yeah. What was it? They called it. They
the most
plugged it so many times.
stupendous.
Yeah, it was a stupid. Yeah, it was stupendous WrestleMania ever. Um,
Stupid.
I will say this WrestleMania was full of fucking nostalgia for old school wrestling fans. It was cool on that end, but it was entertaining. I mean, it had some great spots in it.
Granted, this wasn't a perfect Mania either. Like,
No, God
I
no,
wouldn't even put this on the top 10 best.
no, hell no, no,
But
not at all.
in
No.
comparison to recent Manias and just recent times in general, I'd give this a pass. But I'll tell you, it helped being on 2 days.
I would, yeah, it helped being on 2 days, mainly because of one person I can think of, which we'll talk
Mm-hmm.
about later. Um, but I mean, I would say at least in the past 5, 6 years, this is probably the best Mania in the past 6 years.
I could see that. Maybe the only
Yeah.
other one probably being the 34 whenever the Hardys came back.
Mm. Now
But
that was a pop. That was that was what, 5 years ago.
yeah.
That was 5 years ago. Actually, I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And that
So
was the
may
same one that Goldberg and Brock Lesnar fought for the
yeah,
last
and that
time.
was apparently a really good match
It
for
was,
it being short.
for it to be Goldberg and Brock Lesnar, which, because their matches are usually fairly quick. It
Mhm.
was very entertaining match. I remember watching that. Um, believe it or not, that was actually right about a month before my divorce. So I remember that Mania really good. And that was a good Mania. That was, but I think this one was better.
I can see that.
All,
That
all
one
around
also
match for match, all around, this one was better.
that one was also the one where Roman Reigns beat the Undertaker. Yeah. Yeah. So before we get into the WrestleMania card, I want to add in this because it did happen on WrestleMania Saturday. I'm just going to quickly go over it because I don't think you watched it. I watched a little bit of it.
Which one?
I'm going to talk about NXT Stand and Deliver.
I watched the first ladder match
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't know Stand and Deliver was happening that day.
I didn't either.
By the time I figured it out, it was about an hour before Mania.
Mm-hmm.
So my son was dying over here. He was ready for WrestleMania, and I was like, "Oh shit, there's NXT. Let's watch that." And I did get to watch the opening ladder match, and then the match with Tommaso Ciampa after. That's all I got to watch.
I watched those two. Like I sort of paid attention to Champa. By that point, I was getting ready for work, and then I came back for the main event. So I'm a
I did
little
not
bit
watch the main event. I did not.
yeah.
And that
So
was the main event for Dolph Ziggler's NXT title.
yes,
Okay. And who did he even face? Who did he face?
Braun Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner.
Oh, I know who Braun Breaker is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, who won that? Ziggler?
Well, let's just go into this really quick. Let's just go from top to bottom.
Okay.
Pre-show, and I apologize if I misspeak or say someone's name wrong or whatever. A lot of these people are, yeah, a lot of these people are brand new.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm
Some
not
of them
sure.
I don't even fucking know. Actually, most of them I don't fucking know.
Yeah. So there was a pre-show match leading up to this. Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai defeated Toxic Attraction for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships.
Nice.
Dakota Kai does not need to be on the pre-show. I'm sorry, but
Yeah, that's the only name that you said that I know.
yeah,
So yeah, I
she
would have
needs
to agree.
She deserves to be on the main show if she's going to be on NXT, and that sucks that she was on the pre-show. But she won women's tag team titles, so I'm happy for her.
Yeah.
In the first fatal 5-way ladder match, which was actually a really crazy ladder match, Cameron Grimes defeated Carmelo Hayes, Santos Escobar, Solo Sicko. I think he's a cousin of the Usos or something.
He is. I watched that match.
And Grayson Waller. Did you see the spot where I think it was Grayson Waller went for a huge elbow?
Oh God, yes, through the ladders.
Yeah, and Carmelo Hayes moved, and his arm went through that fucking one ladder, bent it all to hell, and I swear he broke his arm.
I'm wondering if he broke his arm. The way he was signaling to the referees, there was something wrong with his arm. And that was towards the end of the match. So I have no idea what happened to him. But I saw that crash, and he did something to that arm, whether he dislocated it or he broke it. I'm guessing broke it.
I'm guessing broke it too. There's no way something bad didn't happen to that arm. We don't know
that ladder
yet.
Barely bent, but his arm did.
Yes, that's the scary part. The ladder was basically fine. Yeah, a little bent, whatever. But
yeah,
compared to that fucker's arm,
yeah, no. I'm pretty fucking sure his arm's broke.
Oh yeah. So we don't know. We don't have that result right now. It could have already came out, but we don't know. So hopefully he's okay. But yeah, that was brutal. But
that match was cool as hell, though.
The match was cool as hell.
I don't know who that big dude is that came in towards the end and just was pissed off. And he took a ladder and he broke it into 2 pieces. And then he got his ass beat with those 2 pieces of that ladder.
I don't know who that is either, but he was impressive.
Yeah, he was a monster, but then he got destroyed by those 2 pieces of ladder. He shouldn't have broke that ladder, I guess. But,
you reap what you sow.
It's harder for a little dude like those dudes to pick up a whole ladder, but you give them a half a ladder, they're going to beat the shit out of you with it. So he learned that night.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
So the next one we had Tony D'Angelo beating Tommaso Ciampa. Obviously going to be Ciampa's last match in NXT.
Yeah, Triple H even came out. Did you see where Triple H came out after the match? And,
yeah, that was pretty sad.
Yeah, it kind of gave him some love and shit. But I mean, Ciampa's going on to bigger, better things. And I haven't watched a lot of wrestling in the past few years, but when I have, for some reason, Tommaso Ciampa's name has always been involved when I've watched.
Mm-hmm.
So the dude's got a hell of a future ahead of him. So he's moving on to bigger, better things.
Better.
Hopefully.
Better.
Yeah. he could end up like Finn Balor and be back on NXT for a little while.
It's still so hard for me to say that the main roster is better, but I guess more exposure and the ability to possibly work Mania is always better. But
I mean, it's always better to be the Universal or the WWE champion than it is to be the NXT champ.
Well, not now, since there's we can't go into that, since there is an undisputed Universal champion. So
yes, we'll get into that.
MSK defeated Imperium. And the Creed brothers. I don't know who any of these guys are.
That match. I did not watch the match.
This was for the NXT tag team title, so I'm not sure. Yes, they're the brand new champions. So MSK of Nash Carter and Wes Lee. Get it, Wes Lee?
Yeah, Wes Lee. I get it. I honestly, like, when I do watch NXT, I like it better than Raw and SmackDown. But at that point, I had a 6-year-old was like, "Daddy, it's 8:00. It's time for WrestleMania." And I'm like, "Okay." Yeah, so I had to put it on Mania and skip NXT, and I haven't. I do plan on finishing up watching that, but just haven't yet.
Mandy Rose defeated Cora Jade, Kaylee Ray, and Io Shirai to retain the NXT Women's Championship.
Nice.
Apparently Cora Jade was 100% not ready yet to be 1-on-1, so that's why they made it a triple threat or a fatal 4-way, excuse me. And apparently it worked out a lot better. So
Nice.
Good
Okay.
for them to at least cover her inexperience up for now.
Well, I mean, I've watched some of NXT's pay per views that they've done. The night before WrestleMania is how they used to do it. This one was the day of WrestleMania, right?
Yes. No.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
This was WrestleMania Saturday.
Yeah, this was part of WrestleMania Saturday. But I have watched some of the NXT pay per views that used to happen the day before WrestleMania, when WrestleMania was a 1 day event.
Mm-hmm.
And NXT puts on as much of a fucking show that weekend as WWE does.
Mm-hmm. Gunther, the former Walter, defeated LA Knight by pinfall.
Don't know who either one of those guys are.
Have you never seen Walter in NXT UK?
I don't think I have.
He is a big motherfucking beast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's impressive, but they changed his name to Gunther, and he's a little lame now.
What was his name before Gunther?
Walter.
Walter. Okay. I'll check it out. Like I said, I'm gonna watch Stand and Deliver probably this week, so I'll get to find out who he is.
And the main event of the night, Dolph Ziggler with Robert Roode defeated Braun Breaker for the NXT Championship.
So Ziggler won. Yeah, I don't like Ziggler. Never have. Sorry.
I mean, I used to at one point, but he was never like my favorite. So
anybody that was ever a part of the Spirit Squad will never be in my list of wrestlers I like. So yeah.
Well, that was the NXT Stand and Deliver. It's really weird not to call it NXT Takeover anymore.
Yeah, that's what it used to be called.
Yeah, so now they're just Stand and Deliver. I don't. Whatever.
It'll probably change every year. It was probably Stand and Deliver because they were in Texas.
Well, last year it was called NXT Takeover. That the reason why they got rid of the Takeover is because they're trying to do this NXT 2.0 thing.
Yeah,
and so I think they're just trying to make it their own, like its own straight up pay-per-view or special live event or whatever they're calling it now.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a theory that this year it was Stand and Deliver because of Texas. Next year it'll be in Hollywood and it'll be called something completely different.
Never know, because like I said, last year was Stand and Deliver.
Yep. Oh, last year was Stand and Deliver? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
In comparison, the main event was I think it was Kyle O'Reilly against Adam Cole. What oh my, how times have changed.
Yeah. Considering where Adam Cole is now.
Oh, they had two. Okay, whatever. We're going too far into the woods. They also had 2 nights last night instead of just one, or last year instead of one. But whatever.
Oh no! Oh, yeah. Nice.
That's cool.
Okay. Yeah.
So let's get to the main stuff going on here. Night 1 of WrestleMania. Finally, the whole arena was packed for this show.
76,000 people, I believe,
on night 1, and then around 77,000 on night 2.
I thought it was 78,000.
It was probably closer to 78,000. It was probably close to 77,000, honestly.
Yeah, probably. But like night 1 started out with fucking Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders to AC/DC. I thought that was kind of cool.
That was pretty sick. Yeah.
That was pretty sweet. Thunderstruck with Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders. We're starting off good. Yeah.
There's a lot of cool stuff in this. The overall presentation of WWE, I still love. Like still
the intro that Mark Wahlberg done was fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, and he did it both nights too. So that was really cool that they got old Marky Mark to do intros like that both nights.
Yeah, he did 2 separate intros for each night, and they were epic. I mean, they were cool. They kind of got you pumped up.
I think they also had 2 separate people to sing America the Beautiful, which is interesting.
They did. I know the first night was Brantley Gilbert. I can't remember who done the second night.
I don't remember her name. I think it's someone in the same vein, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I know the first night was Brantley Gilbert, and they did pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a country fan, but if I pick country, it is Brantley Gilbert. So I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, they did good.
So the first match we get on to, once we get through America the Beautiful and whatnot, is the Usos, Jimmy and Jay, taking on Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Yeah.
Which I never knew who Rick Boogs was. But the entrance made me like, all right, this guy's at least somewhat interesting.
Yeah, he apparently I didn't know he started this gimmick until that night, but apparently it's a gimmick he's been doing for a bit. But yeah, he's got the PA and the speakers, and he's got his electric guitar, and he's just playing songs and shit. And for that night, he played Shinsuke Nakamura's entrance song on guitar all the way down the rampway, all the way to the ring, and I mean that was pretty cool.
Now, who can
But
say that they've actually done that? They've made their entrance to the ring by playing someone else's entrance to the ring,
and then wrestling.
and then wrestling.
There's been plenty of musicians play for wrestlers at WrestleMania, but
Yeah,
there's never been one that plays the instrument and then wrestles.
yeah, that was pretty sick. And played the song for his tag team partner.
Yeah, that was cool, and he did a good job
He
playing
did.
too.
He did a very good job. I was
He
hyped up
didn't.
for that.
Yeah, he didn't fuck up at all on that song, and I was like, this is crazy. This guy is called Rick Boogs, and he looks exactly like Rick Rude, and he's playing a damn guitar all the way to the fucking ring. It was wild.
I like Pat McAfee really getting into Oh man, we'll get more to him later, but just I don't know much about his commentary prowess on SmackDown, but starting out the night one, starting out the show, first time watching in a while, and he's up on the announce table just like jamming out to Rick Boogs doing Shinsuke
Yeah.
Nakamura's theme. I'm just like, all right, dude, that's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
McAfee was all over the place for that. He jumped up on the table, he jumped off the table, then he jumped back on the table. I mean, he was having a good time at Mania. I mean, you could tell that dude has wanted to do this his entire life.
100%. And honestly, getting into later, if what good comes later on, hopefully he gets more opportunities at that.
I think he will.
I think so too.
We'll talk about it later and see how everybody else feels about
it. Rick Boogs did get injured during this. I believe he injured his knee, something with his leg.
Actually, it was his quadricep.
His quad. Oh, wow.
Yeah. And when it happened, did you watch it? Did you watch this match?
I somehow missed the injury.
You missed the injury?
I somehow missed the injury because I know I watched the match, but I somehow completely missed the injury take place.
I seen it, and as soon as it happened, I was like, no, he's actually legit hurt.
Yeah.
He had one of the Usos up in a fireman carry, and then the other Uso jumped on top. I guess they had a plan for a spot for him to do some kind of double move up there. But when the other Uso hopped on top, his legs just gave out and he hit the floor and he was gone. And when that other Uso hopped on top, you could see it in his legs. You could see that quad just rip and tear and him fall. And that's what put him down. But I mean, that's a lot of weight to put on you, even if you're a guy as big as Rick Boogs. You put two Usos on top of you. It's especially one of them hopping on top. And I think the spot was missed because he had the one Uso and was starting to stand when the other Uso hit. He hadn't actually got to straighten his legs completely out yet, and that's what got him. And it shut him down. After that he was in the corner on the outside, and Nakamura was on his own.
So it's unfortunate on his debut at WrestleMania that happened.
Yeah. It was a shitty spot, but it was up until then. It was an entertaining match. It was good, and I do like that the Usos are using the 3D now as their finishing move. I did not know this until that night.
There's a lot of homages to Attitude Era wrestlers, and even the first night alone.
Like, well, I checked and looked, and that's actually not just WrestleMania. That the Usos are using the 3D now.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's their tag team finisher is the 3D.
Well, next match. Well, by the way, Usos won. They retain the SmackDown Tag Team Championships.
Indeed.
So that's good. Next match was Drew McIntyre against Happy Corbin with Madcap Moss. I mean, whatever. Madcap Moss came up with a distraction. Was unfortunate.
That
it didn't
didn't work
really.
out for Happy Corbin.
It did not. And then Drew McIntyre won. In the match, Mad Cat was trying to be up there on the side of the ring, and this one kind of surprised me. Whenever
Yeah.
Drew had the sword,
He
and
had that big claymore, and yeah.
he swung it at Madcap Moss, and he destroyed 2 of the ring ropes.
He cut them ropes in half. I mean, they showed slow motion of that. He literally cut them ropes in half.
Almost got the 3rd one too.
Almost got the 3rd one with that claymore. Now I feel like the match was good. It was very well put together. Like watching it, I had no idea who was going to win this one going through it, because I mean, honestly, Happy Corbin was on point,
Mm-hmm.
and he was hitting he hit the end of days, he hit all his signature stuff, and was doing very well. And plus, he was going into this, apparently, I didn't know until watching it, but since he became Happy Corbin, he's actually been undefeated. So this would be his first loss. So I really didn't know how it was going to go, but then McIntyre did pull it off because of the distraction. So I thought it was an entertaining match. It had a good story through the whole match, and I feel like it was put together well.
Side note: Madcap Moss did win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, so they may
Yes.
be hinting at possibly splitting them up since he's the Battle Royal winner and whatnot. But at this moment, I guess they're still together. It's just a little bit of unfortunate right there. And then the ropes getting cut was just. I was like, you did that second match in night 1.
Oh, as soon as it happened, I looked at my 6-year-old son and I was like, well, if you have to pee or do anything, do it now, because they're going to have to put the ring back together.
Well, I guess they're sort of lucky now that those stupid events have. Okay, 2 things before we continue on that really annoy me about their presentation now. Number 1, during their main shows, during these pay-per-views or whatnot, they have stupid ads.
Yes.
It's like you're watching Raw and SmackDown.
Where it's on Peacock, they have commercials like you're watching cable TV.
Which I guess I get, because you're only paying as little as $5 a month. If you have Premium Plus, you'll pay in only $10. But it's still dumb. I hate that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. But I mean, it does give them time to get the ring set back up and shit.
It also gives them more ad revenue, which blah, blah, blah,
like
they need it.
Yeah, like they need more money. As much pyro and cheerleaders and everything else they put into this show, they don't need no money. They're good.
And then the second thing I hate are those dumb CGI graphics for each superstar.
God.
That's the most annoying thing and corny bullshit I think I've ever seen in my life.
There was one that was on night 2 that I'll talk about later that just made me giggle.
There was also one on night 2 that made me giggle as well. Maybe it's the same one.
It probably is.
We'll talk about it here in just a little bit. But
yeah,
once they got the ring ropes back on, we go on to the next match. The Miz and
Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios.
+2 to Dominic for wearing a tribute to Eddie Guerrero.
That was sweet.
Very mixed signals about him being his dad or whatnot, playing tribute to that. Come on, man.
Dude, you can look at that kid in the face and know that's for Mysterio's kid.
Oh, for sure. He's a spitting image of Ray.
But actually, I was of age enough to remember when that storyline was going on with the whole, Eddie looking at Dominic and going, "I'm your poppy," and I was like, "This is so fucking crazy."
Mm-hmm.
And back then, I was a teenager, preteen maybe. No.
Oh hell, I remember that feud, man. I remember that. I was a kid, but I remember that.
I was a teenager by then, and at that time, I was like, "This is just the craziest thing I've ever seen."
I was going into 6th grade whenever that went on, so I was still young, but I remember it.
Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, could you imagine being little Dominic and getting to be in his daddy's business and be a part of a storyline like that, knowing how goofy it is?
Well, also look at it now. That was probably Eddie's last big storyline.
It was. It really was. Because after that, it was just him and Chavo fighting it out for a long time.
No, it wasn't him and Chavo. It was him and Batista becoming friends again.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah.
Yes, it was him and Batista starting to get along, and then his last match was against Mr. Kennedy.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was supposed to be a qualifier to get him into the Survivor Series match, which apparently was going to lead to a WrestleMania match with him and Shawn Michaels.
Mm, which never happened.
We got cheated so bad.
Yeah, we got fucked bad on that one.
Plus,
But
two
I mean, as far as this match, the Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios, you saw this match, right?
bits and pieces.
Bits and pieces.
Yeah.
The one thing that stands out in this match to me was, I mean, dude, I'm a little guy. Rey Mysterio has always been my boy, and Rey Mysterio always delivers no matter where he's at, what he's doing. But Dominic Mysterio, I hadn't actually really got to see wrestle much until Saturday night. That little son of a bitch has picked up every bit of talent from his dad and then some. He was all over the ring that night and was doing crazy, off the wall, wild shit. There is a lot of potential in Dominic Mysterio for the future. I mean, this kid has got a lot riding on him in the future.
Once he splits away from his dad, and I think he may need to make a stop or two in NXT for a couple more years, but for being where he's at right now with his dad, he's pretty great. I'm not gonna lie. And honestly, I hate to admit it. I really hate to admit it. Like, it kills me to admit it. Logan Paul wasn't bad.
Dude, Logan Paul shocked me with the shit he was pulling off.
Like, you could tell that, like, he's not a wrestler. He's definitely not, but it's not like he wasn't bad. It's like he knew what he was doing. He definitely could seem like he'd been training for a while. I will say it kind of offended me whenever he did the shimmy that Eddie used to do, and then did the
Yes.
frog splash. But
Yes.
it's heel heat, and that was kind
And
of intended.
he also did the Three Amigos
Yeah, like
before he did the frog splash, which I was like, this son of a bitch.
that
But
that aggravated me a lot. But he kind of did it on purpose. That was supposed to be the planned thing to do.
that's what hills do. They piss you off.
Yeah.
And honestly, if Eddie seen it, Eddie would have loved it.
Oh, absolutely.
So I mean, I can't hate him much, but I will say Logan Paul was very impressive. Um, but still, I got to go back to Dominic for you said that he may need to do some time in NXT. I feel like as far as Dominic's wrestling skills, he's
Wrestling,
on point.
no.
Wrestling skills, he is good to go.
Yeah.
Dominic needs to build, his doing promos and stuff because he lets his dad do all that right now.
Right. That's what I was meaning.
Yeah, he definitely needs to learn how to get on the mic, give a promo, and be his own man. And I'm sure knowing wrestling and how storylines go within the next year or two, we'll probably see Dominic versus Ray as kind of like a passing of the torch on the Dominic kind of thing going. That's just the way things go in wrestling. So I see that eventually happening.
I definitely wouldn't mind seeing that match. I don't know if I want to see it next year or at WrestleMania 40.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see it wait a year. I want to see it wait at least 2 years.
Yeah. Give Dominic a little bit more time.
Yeah. Give him time with his dad to learn the craft and ease his way into this. Stay with being the tag team guy. Watch people you're around, learn things, and then in about 2 years he should be tailored to do this, just like the Samoans are.
100%.
Like the Usos, Roman Reigns, The Rock. How the Samoan families are just bred into this. Dominic's same with that, and he will go on to greater things.
I agree with that. I think he'll just give him a little bit more time, and he'll be something good.
But yeah, as far as him physically in the ring, that dude is good. I mean, he was pulling off beautiful shit at WrestleMania.
In the match, after The Miz and Logan Paul did win, they were celebrating, and then The Miz turned on Logan Paul.
Yes.
I'm confused by this. Who are they trying to make the baby face here? Because I don't want Logan Paul to be the face. And if they try to make Miz face, that's a terrible idea. So
they're trying to make Logan Paul face on this.
That's not going to work.
I already seen they did an interview with Logan Paul backstage, and he gave his best at a promo that ended with the words "fuck the Miz," which they had to bleep out.
Idiot.
So yeah, Logan Paul is going to be the guy seeking revenge that people are going to supposedly root for. And I mean, Logan Paul is the the YouTube star that
Ugh.
gained so much popularity. Of course, he's going to be the good guy. The
He
Miz
also
doesn't. The Miz doesn't do good as a face.
no,
The
he
Miz
doesn't.
is not a face character. He's always going to be a heel. So yeah, that was him turning on his buddy, and his buddy's going to be the good guy out of this.
This guy irritates me even more. Just the fact that he's a YouTube star, but he's also the idiot that went to the suicide forest in Japan and took a video of someone actually hanging from a tree. And now he's at WrestleMania having a pretty decent night.
Oh God, I didn't even know he done that.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about Logan Paul.
sir.
Honestly, when I heard the lineup for WrestleMania, I had to Google Logan Paul just to know who the fuck this guy was.
Logan doesn't irritate me as much as Jake, but Logan has done something so bad in that sense that I can't like him.
Yeah,
Like
Jake's the brother. I've
Jake
heard
Paul
about
is the
him
more
too.
annoying and brash of the two, I think. But
Mm-hmm.
Logan, to me, just because he's just a fucking idiot
Mm.
because of that one time, and maybe he's gotten better since then. I don't know. I don't care about the Paul brothers. All I care about is if I was entertained, and I guess I was entertained for all he did. Whatever.
Yeah, hey, I was entertained. I was. He and as far as his wrestling skills, he did very well for a newcomer. Um, I mean, we'll see whether or not it lasts or whether or not he gets shut down by the Miz and disappears.
I hope so.
That's probably how it'll go. That's how it usually goes with celebrities in the wrestling industry. Look at David Arquette.
Ugh. Let's not say we did.
Fucking David Arquette.
Good match alert here. Bianca Belair against Becky Lynch. This was a fantastic match for the Raw Women's title.
Holy shit. Was it not amazing?
Becky was looking absolutely amazing.
Oh, yes.
Bianca as well, but I'm definitely more interested in how Becky looked. I apologize.
I don't know. But I like both.
they were very attractive. And I will say this, while Becky has her unique look to her and she is a superstar, I haven't seen a woman in a long time that has a more unique presence to herself than Bianca Belair.
That is the most unique. I mean, and she uses her hair as a fucking weapon. And I've never seen anybody with hair like that.
No.
But her style, especially her hair, and honestly her gimmick, this EST thing, the girl's got it on lock.
Mm-hmm.
She figured out a gimmick that is badass.
I think this one, in my opinion, made her more of a star than last year's Mania did.
Yeah, it really did.
Because Sasha Banks, I still feel like, and this is just my personal opinion, I still feel like Sasha Banks is a bit overrated in some ways. Like, that's not saying she's not good. That's just saying, like, in comparison to like the other three horsewomen, I just think she might be the more overrated of the three. Because I really like Charlotte, even though they had we're not getting to that just yet, but
yeah,
she defeated probably the best of the four horsewomen. Bianca did. Yeah. She beat Becky Lynch. She beat the man. She definitely beat the most popular of the four.
Yeah.
So I think this just cements her as one of the top females in that company now, and more power to them. Unfortunately, I just know she's not going to be because of the two that we have to talk about later.
Yeah. But I mean, with her, this is a powerful woman.
She's very powerful.
I mean, that finishing move, I don't know. I don't remember what she calls it, but that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And just her skills in the ring all around, as far as how she got around the ring, how she was, how she fended off Becky. And that match was a great technical wrestling match. And that's what I loved about it the most. Both them women left it all there. And I'm a huge Becky Lynch fan. And honestly, my son apparently is too, because when Bianca Belair won, my son scooted off my bed by his face and was laying in the floor crying, pissed off because Becky Lynch lost.
Oh.
And then 5 minutes later, he come up to me and he's like, you know what? I don't even like Becky Lynch anymore. She sucks. And I'm like, okay, son, just calm down.
She does not suck.
He was mad as hell. You know?
I can't wait for your son to learn that both are freaking fantastic and they did an excellent job.
I told him before the match started, he was like, Becky Lynch is going to win. I'm like, son, look at me. She's not. I was like, and he was like, no, Dad, she's going to win. And I was like, son, when you're older, I'll explain it better. I was like, but Becky humiliated Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Bianca's going to get revenge tonight. That's just how wrestling goes. And he's like, nope, that's not how it's going to happen. And I was like, okay.
Young one.
Oh, dude, he was so pissed so many times. And I think what pissed him off the most was before the match even started, I told him who was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it really, really pissed him off. There's one later that's coming that it was even worse.
Oh, God. So I was really happy for this match. And I think this right here. So everything before the Becky Bianca Belair match was good. It was fine. You know, I didn't have that interest in it, but it was fine. Yeah. This right here is whenever things really start taking off for night one.
I agree. This is where it really started to kick off.
Yes.
You know, we had our intros, we kind of got warmed up, and then these two ladies just said, okay, you're warmed up. Now we're going to hit you with shit. And that's what they did.
And then not only did they hit you with shit, the hits just kept coming because the next match was Seth Rollins against an opponent of Mr. McMahon's choosing.
Yes.
I feel like this was the worst kept secret in wrestling.
The other match that pissed my son off.
I really felt like this was the worst kept secret in wrestling at this time, but I still had a fear that they were going to put Shane McMahon in there as a rib because,
dude, I was worried about the same because I heard Shane was going to be there.
There was also apparently a little fear that it might have been The Undertaker after what he said at the Hall of Fame speech, which, by the way, we missed that. The Hall of Fame speeches were really nice. Undertaker obviously got the most time, but Shad Gaspard was probably the most tear-jerking one.
That was sad.
It was.
But yeah, I mean, Taker saying never say never made everybody think, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, so there was a little worry about Shane. There was a little worry about The Undertaker. But I heard
a theory of Goldberg, and we know I love Goldberg, but I was like, please God, no.
No.
Can we make it somebody worth the match? Because I mean, I love Goldberg to death, but I don't want to see a Seth Rollins in a 5-minute match at WrestleMania. I want to see a match.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, I want to see something good.
Yes.
So Seth comes out there. And he's got an annoying gimmick, I think. This whole Seth freaking Rollins gimmick is just weird.
It's so weird. The suits he wears is weird enough.
Yeah. I don't know why he had to put freaking in his name. I know that was his t-shirt a few years back, but he didn't have to be that. The Messiah was weird.
Now he's wearing suits, though, that are made out of wallpaper. I don't get it.
I don't either, but he's in the ring. He takes his jacket off. He's like, come on, don't let me wait. Don't let me wait. And then the lights go, and then the explosions happen. The pyro goes off in the ring. They go up the ramp, up on the stage. Light goes out. Little fear it might have been The Undertaker because the lights went out.
Yeah.
And then we hear it. The AEW theme of Cody Rhodes.
I love it because like at first AEW was like getting everybody's theme from WWE, and I was like, how the fuck are they doing this? And then WWE turned around and did it.
Well, I mean,
we're gonna get his too.
To be fair, whenever they got the Hardys theme, the Hardys theme was never a WWE theme. That was a public domain theme.
What got me was like with Cult of Personality with CM Punk. I thought WWE bought the rights to that.
They might have, but it's a Living Color song.
It is.
So if they just went to Living Color and bought the rights from them, they could probably use it.
That's true.
So So yeah, Living Color, the Hardy Boys theme, all that stuff is not Jim Johnston or CFO or whoever WWE is affiliated with with themselves now or any ever. It's not
That is
them.
true. Yeah,
So
that's
it
true.
makes sense that those can be here. This is straight AEW theme. Like
And they got it.
this is on their AEW YouTube page.
Yeah.
AEW music.
The American Nightmare.
And he came out, dude, it's like I heard it best from several podcasters and several wrestling analyzers, excuse me. It's like he stepped through a portal after facing Sammy Guevara in that ladder match. In 1 minute, he's there on Dynamite in that match for the TNT title, and the next he's at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's the same guy. It's the same gimmick.
It is. It's exactly the same.
He comes out the same way he did in AEW, the same theme. He's got the stupid CGI graphic, but it was the same. It was the neck tattoo that he has. He's still called the American Nightmare.
Yeah.
It was, for once, when it comes to WWE, they got it right.
They did.
Now, obviously, we're recording on Monday. This will be up tomorrow on Tuesday. Who knows what he did on Raw tonight? We don't know. We're not looking at results right now.
Yeah, I'm not.
They could fumble this so bad tonight.
Oh, yeah, they totally could.
But for one night, for one show that I was watching, that I really wanted to hope to... Because honestly, I thought he was going to come out with like the old version of the dashing gimmick.
Yeah, that would have sucked.
But the way that he's reinvented and kind of made himself a star now, you couldn't do that. They did it exactly how you could do it, how you had to do it.
And like, I was actually talking to my brother-in-law before the match started. He called me. He was like, "You watching Mania?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Who do you think Seth Rollins is going to face?" And I was like, "Cody Rhodes." And he's like, "You sound really sure about that?" I was like, "I am."
I mean, like, yeah, it's a bad kept secret.
Yeah, I was like, "It's going to be Cody Rhodes." He's like, "Well, do you think it's going to be that dashing Cody Rhodes?" Or I was like, "God, I hope not."
That was the one that was really the thing that was confusing was, okay, yeah, it's Cody Rhodes, but which Cody is it going to be? There's no way it's going to be Stardust.
God, no. Jesus Christ. God, no. I'd rather have the dashing version than Stardust. Please don't do that to me.
Is it going to be a version of young Cody whenever he was with Ted DiBiase? Is it going to be dashing? Is it going to be the undashing? Who is it going to be?
If you're going to use the Stardust version, it better be at the Royal Rumble, and you better get eliminated in 3.2 seconds.
Well, I love what they did, because right at the beginning of the match, Cody Rhodes actually did that little somersault and hand gesture he did as Stardust, and Corey Graves on commentary saying like that's like a ripping off the wraps of the past or whatever, moving on from the past. I'm like, cool. They're never going to do that again.
Please don't. Yeah.
Please don't. And if you do, that's really fucking irritating. But you know what?
If you do that, shame on you.
One night he did it. They won. He won the match too, which was incredible.
The match was amazing.
The match was so good. Best match on both shows.
I believe it was the best match of WrestleMania.
Yes.
Them two fucking killed each other. I mean, there was times I was worried for each of them's health after some of the shit they were doing to each other. I was like, this has just gotten out of hand a little bit, but it was beautiful. And that was the cool thing I liked about it too, was that Cody showed the fans and the crowd, and he kept to the fact that Seth Rollins is a badass.
Mm-hmm.
He had to fight his ass off to beat Seth Rollins. And there was that point where him and Seth was trying to stand up together, and Seth was telling him, "No, this is my WrestleMania. This is my show.
This is my company.
This is my company." He was trying. He had so much heart into him, and Cody showed everybody that this really is a Seth Rollins company. Seth Rollins is a big part of the WWE,
mm-hmm.
and for him to put 3 of his fucking finishers in a row on him, showed everybody it's going to take this to put Seth Rollins down. So even though Seth lost at Mania, I feel like Seth lost gracefully.
Well, to be fair, he took 4 crossroads, which I will
Yeah.
say, listening to analyzers or whatnot, that really doesn't put over his finisher well, which
Mm,
isn't good.
mm.
And Seth Rollins didn't even hit one curb stomp.
That's because the curb stomp is so frowned upon in WWE.
Well,
They
he'd
hardly
still
ever
hit
let
it
him
every
use the
now and
damn.
then.
They let him use it every now and then, but they hardly ever let him use it.
But he did hit a buckle bomb into the side, which I love the reaction shot they got from Maria Menounos, though.
Yeah, that was cool.
That
Like she sold that.
that was
She
good
sold
timing.
that move. Yeah, she sold the hell out of that one.
That was
Because
very
like
good timing to get that shot.
the way they did it, he did the buckle bomb into the barricade, and you couldn't really see it,
Yeah,
so
they missed
you
the
didn't
buckle
really know how
bomb.
bad it was. Yeah,
They
but
missed the buckle bomb.
the
Yeah,
look on
but
her face, I was like, oh god, that was bad.
yeah, it must have been really bad because she reacted like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, exactly. It was cool.
If there was the one complaint, it would be how many times Cody did hit Crossroads, but that's like a nitpick because the match
Yeah,
was great, and then the
yeah,
finish was great.
it was.
Best match on the entire 2 shows. We could just stop talking about Mania now, and I'd suffice. In
Yeah, I
fact, this
mean,
show could have ended with that, with just a 5-match card. I'd be a little upset because it went so short, but I'd be like, that's
yeah.
a damn good WrestleMania.
I don't know. The end of night one was my topper for for a lot of it.
I was going to say, but we're not done yet with night 1.
We're almost done. We
Almost
got
done.
2 left. We got 2 left.
So, you know how I said that Bianca and Becky was kind of where things picked up?
Yeah.
This is where things kind of died down for a quick moment. But you know
You think
what?
so?
Yeah, because this wasn't good. Or from what I've heard, this wasn't a good match. I need to go
Did
back
you
and
not
watch
watch
it.
it?
This was the one where I was coming home from work and I missed it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I've heard it wasn't that good, and the finish
I,
was apparently bad. What do you think? Charlotte Flair against Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship, by the way.
I I do feel like the finish was done shitty. Off of such a stupid move. I feel like that was the drop to the match. The thing with me is I like Ronda Rousey. Charlotte Flair, though, is one of the most talented women wrestlers that's ever lived on this fucking planet.
Mm-hmm.
That woman was born into it. She knows what she's doing.
I agree.
Ronda Rousey was a great MMA fighter. I feel like her transition into wrestling has always scared me. I'm worried Ronda takes it too far and is going to end up hurting somebody, kind of like Nia Jax. Like she's going to be. I'm constantly worried Ronda Rousey is going to be that person that keeps injuring people, because that's just Ronda Rousey. So the whole match, I always feel that nervousness when Ronda Rousey is in the ring, that I'm nervous that she's actually going to hurt somebody because she is a bad woman, you know. And I feel like sometimes she may not pull that punch and may knock a bitch the fuck out. So I guess for me, I felt like it was a good match just because I had that nervousness going on. But Charlotte and Ronda did great that night. I feel like watching that match, Ronda pulled off moves that she'd never pulled off before, and she pulled them off good, um, which gave me more confidence in her wrestling career as of now compared to her last match, which scared the living shit out of me. But like they did a lot of good moves. They did a lot of interactions. They did some outside the ring. They did some inside the ring. They did off the top rope. Um, they put on a hell of a show as far as I'm concerned. As far as the match goes, the only downfall I can see about it was the end. The end was very sloppy. You know, Ronda hit her move. I can't remember what the hell she calls it, but it's the power slam where she kind of swings with it,
Mm-hmm.
which scares the hell out of me every time she does it because I'm worried she's going to drop somebody on their head. But she did that move and went for the pin, and the ref hit 3. And when he hit 3, he noticed Charlotte's feet on the ropes, but he actually yelled 3. And then he seen the feet, and he was like, "Oh no 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 no!" So Rousey was pissed, like, "No, you hit 3."
Rousey
And
pissed. Whoa.
yeah, Rousey was like, "No, you hit 3. I won." And he's like, "No, no, the feet was on the ropes." So that was a distraction, of course, to give Charlotte time to do something. And then the match went on for a few more minutes, and then Ronda dodged a spear, and Charlotte speared the living shit out of the referee. And I mean, it was a bad spear on Charles Robinson. I mean, poor little Charles Robinson, as old as he is and the ass whippings he's taken, he didn't need another spear, but he took one anyway. But then, as soon as that spear happened, of course, Ronda hit the armbar. Charlotte was tapping like a mad person, like she didn't even hesitate. She was tapping like crazy, typical wrestling. And Ronda got up, went to the refs, like, "Hey, you need to wake the hell up." And then Charlotte hit a big boot and got the 1, 2, 3. And I was like, "Wait, what?" So like the whole match was good, but then for it to end off of a big boot, I was like, okay. It could have ended better. She could have hit a finishing move or something. But just to hit a big boot and get 3 count, I was like, okay, that was kind of fucked up.
I would say I'd go back and watch this match, but Ronda Rousey pisses me off. I don't like Ronda Rousey. I think she's a very pissy person when it comes to wrestling, and I know she doesn't take criticism well at all. So
he really doesn't. Ronda come into the company expecting to be everybody's favorite woman wrestler, and when she realized that she wasn't, it pissed her off.
So yeah, I'm going to be one of those fans that probably she's made fun of on social media and whatnot, and whenever you call the business out as fake, I don't know. I have a problem with that because, like, yeah, duh, it's fake. It's wrestling, of course. Just shut the fuck up and do your job. You wanted to be a wrestler, so why are you getting pissy?
I feel like what Ronda needs to do is the same thing that Roman Reigns done.
Shut the fuck up.
No, become a heel.
She's been a heel already.
Not really.
Sorta.
They've always put her against people that people don't like. They've never really give her that full-on heel role and send her after the biggest face that they got in the company.
They should have done it at 35, or 35.
Yeah.
Whenever they had to shove Charlotte Flair in there, though.
Yeah.
For some reason, which I like Charlotte, don't get me wrong, but it should have been Becky and Ronda. I was perfectly okay with Becky and Ronda then. I think the first run Ronda Rousey had was really good until she faced Charlotte at Survivor Series and then got that reaction, then became pissy Rondy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like Charlotte needs to be handled differently than she wants to be handled as far as her character growth.
And trust me, this is coming from a guy that can't take a punch for shit. I'm just a little pissant in comparison to this woman. She could beat my ass in like a second. But I'm not going to say that I like this person because I don't. Mm-hmm. She does not interest me one bit, and the way she keeps on saying negative stuff about the fans and about the wrestling business she said before. And apparently she said it wasn't true, but apparently she walked out of the Hall of Fame before the Hall of Fame show because she found out that Stone Cold and Kevin Owens was going on last for the KO show. She apparently said that's not true, and she was saying, well, I have a 9-month-old baby at home I needed to take care of. Or at the hotel I need to take care of. Fine, whatever. It still doesn't change my perception of you, and it just really didn't look good on her.
No, I mean,
if she's under contract with WWE, she should make plans beforehand for someone to take care of her kid or bring her kid with her to the Hall of Fame.
I mean, I agree with that. Yeah, I feel like the one thing that bothers me about Rousey in the WWE, and it's always bothered me, is that I believe and I know that Rousey don't want to be there. No. Rousey, because I'm a huge UFC fan. I saw Rousey's last fight in the UFC, and I know why she left UFC.
Yeah, she got her ass kicked.
She got her head rang for the very first time in her life, and she did not want to feel that shit again.
No.
But she'd done made a living off of being a fighter, so she realized, hey, if I don't want to get my ass beat, the only thing I can do is go to professional wrestling.
And she was a fan of professional wrestling, and I commend her for being an outsider, wanting to become an actual wrestler, or taking it seriously, fine, cool. I was really proud of her whenever she first come in, but then she got so defensive and so pissy towards the fans and blah blah blah. I'm just like, fuck off.
That's why she needs to become a heel, because if you're a person that's pissy towards the fans and you're a heel, then you're doing your job. But if you're trying to be a face and you're that pissy towards people, it doesn't work.
Like, I know I just said earlier, Sasha Banks, I think she's a little overrated. But because this woman got this position on the card and got this match, Sasha Banks was relegated to a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Yeah.
Stupid. Sasha Banks does not deserve to be relegated to a fatal 4-way tag team match.
Which, by the way, when we get to it, was a fucking awesome match.
It was relatively good, I will say. It was relatively good.
There's even one wrestler in that match that I really don't like, and I still have to give props to when we talk about it.
We'll get to it because we're not even done with night one yet. We still got one more thing.
One more for night one, the big event.
But just one final thing about Ronda. I'm just glad she didn't win. I figured she was going to win. I thought she was going to win because I don't think any woman that has won the Rumble has lost yet, so I think that makes her the first. I could be wrong by this fact.
No, Asuka lost the Rumble too.
Asuka won the Rumble and then lost?
Yeah, she won the Rumble and lost to WrestleMania.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that.
And it was to Charlotte Flair.
Now, well, old habits die hard, I guess.
And honestly, Saturday night made me realize I think what they're doing with Charlotte Flair is almost the same as what they're doing with Undertaker. I think they're going to make Charlotte Flair undefeated at WrestleMania.
Is she undefeated?
I think so.
Huh. Well, maybe.
I can't recall her being beaten. I may be wrong. I've missed a couple of years, but I think she's undefeated at Mania.
We'll have to look back on that. Maybe we'll talk about that in the after show.
Maybe we'll look that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, after show. Oh my God. We're an hour into this show. We still have a full night 2 to go.
Yeah, well, night two is so much quicker.
Night 2 is going to be like a breeze in comparison to night 1 because that's how good night 1 was, man.
Yeah, night 2 ain't going to be shit to cover.
No, absolutely not.
There's going to be a couple of matches that we'll spend a little time on, but then there's going to be several matches we're like, okay.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. This happened, that happened. That's how it went.
So because of Ronda Rousey, for me, that was kind of a valley in a bunch of peaks.
There was
on this show.
Oh, I enjoyed that match, so it was still a peak to me.
Okay, so then you had no problems with how the trajectory of this show was just going up and up.
Yeah, I mean, WrestleMania Saturday was great to me. I wanted to see the Mysterios win, but after watching the Miz turn on him, I realized why they won. So I mean, I was still cool with it. It sucked seeing Boogs get injured. I feel like that could have been a much better match than it was if he wouldn't have been injured. So I mean, that was a let go, but it was still a cool match. So yeah, night 1 was peaks all the way through for me.
So the question is, like, how through the roof did your peak go whenever Stone Cold Steve Austin came out? Stone Cold on the KO show, everybody. We are at the main event.
Yeah, Stone Cold on the Kevin Owens show. And Stone Cold starts it out by coming out, telling all the fans what's up, like he always does. And then he disappears. And I'm like, what the hell is he doing? I know he ain't leaving because this is Stone Cold Steve Austin in Dallas, Texas. He ain't leaving.
No.
We're not playing that. We're not playing that angle. And then boom, motherfucker comes out on a 4-wheeler.
It's just a staple. It's either going to be a 4-wheeler or a pickup truck, and I'm not surprised it was the 4-wheeler.
I was hoping it'd be a damn beer truck.
Dude, that'd be insane. But
that would have been great.
I was
hoping so bad, dude.
That's a one-time deal back in '99. We'd never get that again. But that would have been crazy.
The only way to copy that is to make it a milk truck and throw Kurt Angle on it. I know.
Which was a good. That was good though. That was
cool.
That was a good kind of homage to that.
That was cool as hell.
It was.
But yeah, he come out on the 4-wheeler and ran laps around the ring, and then Kevin Owens got in the ring and started talking his trash about.
I do like before the KO show really started. Austin takes the KO show banners and the tripods that were holding the signs and just throws that shit out of there. He's just like,
he just kicks them and throws them. Yeah,
we ain't doing this.
No, we're not doing this show.
No,
this guy's done talked enough shit, and that's what Austin even told him. Said, "You wait a minute. You mean to tell me you spent this many weeks talking trash, and now you want to just talk? You want to have a talk show?" And Owens eventually told his ulterior motives and said, "No, I brought you here because I want a match tonight. No holds barred. Let's go." And I love how Austin sold the whole "he was thinking about it" thing. Because Owens has some good points. Austin's got neck injuries, knee injuries, back injuries. And after 19 years, that's got to be worse. And I love how they kind of drained us of the whole thought of Stone Cold actually thinking about it, which we knew better than that.
Oh yeah.
But then bam, match is on. I love it how Stone Cold had to censor himself. He'd already been talking enough shit, but then he was like, "Let's get a God referee in here."
Yeah, because he'd already said shit at one point, and he's already had the fans call Owens an asshole. So he was like, oh, he was so fired up though, dude.
He was on it. He was. I think that it took everything in him to keep the word "damn" coming out of his mouth
at that point. God. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I guess he realized all of a sudden, holy shit, I'm not on my podcast. I'm not at the ranch.
Yeah.
I got to stop for a second.
Yeah.
And let's just get the God referee in here. And then boom, chairs thrown out the ring, bell rings. Holy shit.
I was still surprised that Austin wrestled a match.
I did not. I honestly expected it to be normal Stone Cold bullshit. I expected Kevin Owens to talk shit. Them to get a referee out there, boom, stunner, it's over. Beer drinking time for everybody. We're done. It did not happen like that.
No, and honestly, it's been 19 years.
19 years since him and The Rock at WrestleMania.
So it's like you kind of expect Austin to not run. And I knew I've been hearing the rumors for months now that Austin's going to wrestle. Austin's been given a lot of money to wrestle at WrestleMania, but it was like, I'm not going to believe it until he's actually in the ring and there's the bell rings.
Yeah.
The bell rang.
The bell totally fucking rang.
The bell rang, dude. And not only did Austin he didn't have just like a pissy 1 minute match, less than 1 minute match The Rock had against Eric Rowan 5 years ago. This was a legit no holds bar, dude.
I think it was like a 30-40 minute match.
It was. I'm looking on Wikipedia, which take that for a grain of salt.
Yeah.
It was only 13:55 from bell to bell.
There was the whole Kevin Owens show thing.
Yeah, the whole segment was probably a good 30 minutes or so. Yeah.
Yeah.
The match itself was only 13 minutes 55 seconds from bell to bell.
But damn it, if that wasn't 14 minutes.
And dude, he was slow at first.
Yeah,
but he picked up, and I'm telling you, it was the beer.
Like when he took that bump off the barricade, you could see he really slowed himself down before he hit it.
Yeah, because I think he was still afraid to do it.
Yeah, and then he come off with that clothesline, and as soon as he come off that clothesline, like you said, I think it might be the beer. As soon as he come off that clothesline, he wanted 2 beers.
Yeah, I joke about the beer, but honestly, you might be right more about the barricade spot because I really do feel 19 years, and this guy's had neck surgery and knee surgeries and stuff.
Yeah.
After that long and how old he is, he had to have been a little afraid to take at least any kind of bump, let alone that one. But I think I think after that, he was like, all right, that felt pretty. I mean, it didn't hurt that bad. It hurt, but it didn't hurt that bad. I can do this. Dude.
What worried me the most was that suplex.
Yeah, that was
the crowd.
That was a little worrying.
I was like, okay, if he's still okay after this, we're going to have a good night. But this may end with Stone Cold being took out on a stretcher. He just took a fucking suplex on the hard concrete out in the fucking crowd. Why the hell did he do that?
I messaged you after I saw them in the crowd. and I was like, we are in post-COVID era, and they're doing crowd brawling. Things are basically back to normal.
Yeah, and I told you, I was like, holy shit, they really are.
Yeah, dude, it was so crazy, like to see crowd brawling, like because you never like even when I'm like listening to podcasts and stuff about recent wrestling, it's like you never hear about crowd brawling. They
You
always
know
have
what
like
else
a
was
section
crazy?
off. What?
To even add on to what you're saying as far
Mhm.
as COVID, I didn't see a single person in a mask.
That was kind of nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like
That was
you might have
beautiful.
had one or two, but like in the thrall of 70,000 plus, you couldn't see them.
I didn't notice them.
It was kind of nice to be feeling like, all right, we're sort of back to normal with a wrestling
Of
show. It
course,
was
I don't know. We were in Texas. In Texas, they probably don't wear masks anyway.
Texas just don't do shit.
Yeah, Texas don't give a fuck.
No.
That's the state of Stone Cold Steve Austin. With shit, we drink beer and burn our masks. You know, that's how they are.
So it was really cool the crowd brawling, and then whenever they got on the four wheeler and raced up towards the stage,
that was cute. It
that
was.
was.
I liked it. You know,
I did.
Owens was like, "I'm gonna get out of here, but I don't know how to start a four wheeler because I'm a dumbass." And then here comes Austin. He's like, "Oh, it's all right. You can ride, bitch." And he drove him up to the ramp.
It was really funny. Like I saw a meme online earlier before we started the podcast. It was like saying like my DD taking my drunk ass home, and it was Owens like laid flat down on the steering. What do you call it, stick? Whatever. I don't know. What is that? Like the
I don't know.
Whatever. But then Austin back. Obviously, it was a really funny meme. I kind of ruined it whenever explaining that because I couldn't think of what that thing is called. But you know, whatever. You get what I'm saying.
Cute.
Yeah,
it's cute. I like it. Yeah, but I mean, then he took him up there and was delivering suplexes on the stage.
By this time, I was like,
by then he was bouncing up. Like
yeah.
As soon as he dropped him with suplex, he was right back up.
By that time, I was like, all right, Austin's good. He's not gonna.
Austin, yeah.
Unless something very serious happens.
I'm sure after this weekend, like right now, Stone Cold is probably hurting like a son of a bitch.
Oh, how couldn't he?
Yeah, I'm sure he's dying right now. But it was so worth it.
I think it was. To have a match after 19 years at his age, to go out one more time with a guy that he likes and a guy that looked up to him growing up. I think Kevin Owens, there's a lot of people I think after these shows are just happier than pigs in shit.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens is number one of them.
I think Kevin Owens is on cloud nine. Like
he is.
Owens does not have to have a championship in this WrestleMania, and he's probably like he main evented a Mania. Like,
not even just main eventing it. Can you imagine him right now backstage at events going, guess what? I fought Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, at WrestleMania in night one main event, dude.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird to keep saying like main event, and it's like, but that wasn't the last match of the show. That's a weird technicality, but I do like to think of it as, yeah, he did main event that night. He was the last match on that show. That's a weird semantic thing that I'm getting into. That just it shouldn't diminish what Kevin Owens did, and it doesn't.
I seen a Twitter of Kevin Owens. I don't know if you've seen this. It was hours. Well, it was the night before his match with Stone Cold Steve Austin, and he totally broke kayfabe and just he almost cried. Like he had tears in his eyes. You could see it. But like he was sitting in a ring, I guess maybe at a performance center or something like that. But he was sitting in the ring and he was like, in less than 24 hours, I get to be in a ring at the main event at WrestleMania with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And you could see it just swelling up in him. And he was like, I don't even really know how to describe this. And like he couldn't. He tried and he just kept stumbling. And he was like, I'll see you there. And that was it. But I told you this last night when we was talking about it, but I think that Saturday night at WrestleMania was the biggest night in Kevin Owens' fucking life.
Yes, 100%. There's nothing in Ring of Honor. There's nothing in NXT, and there's been nothing since in WWE that could compare to this.
No,
nothing.
Just like me and you grew up wrestling fans. If us at our age right now we was in the main event at WrestleMania getting our asses kicked by our favorite wrestler. I don't give a fuck if I lost or not. That is the best night of my life.
I'd be in heaven.
Yeah, this is a person I grew up loving, cheering for every week.
Yes.
And I get to get my ass beat by them at WrestleMania for everybody to watch. Beat the shit out of me, dude. Just
yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not like Kevin Owens didn't get offense in there. He did hit a stunner on Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He had a suplex out in the crowd.
Yeah,
he got some hits in.
He got some hits in, but
yeah,
you knew Stone Cold was going to win.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Definitely. So he hits the one stunner at the end there, back in the ring, gets the win.
He gets a stunner.
Crowd goes.
Actually, I mean, Owens got the stunner first, but then yeah.
Crowd goes home happy. Austin hits another stunner. This worried me for a second because there were two cops. There were two patrolmen coming out, and I see them coming out, and I'm just like, okay, who in the crowd did something? Because it freaked me out.
Texas state troopers, yeah.
Yeah, it freaked me out. I was like, why are there state troopers coming out here? Luckily, it was part of the show.
Actually, I guess they were probably Texas Rangers.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But it still freaked me out a little bit whenever I saw them coming out, and I was like, what the fuck are they doing?
I thought the same thing, dude. I was watching, I was like, I know those are cops. What are they doing?
Yeah, what fan did something stupid and caused them to come out? But no, it was part of the bit. It was part of the show, and it was kind of a cool part because Austin gave him another stunner, and they just escorted him out of the building.
They drug his ass out, and my son was asleep by then. Of course, this was almost midnight when this happened. So my son was passed out. I had to show him the next day. But when he was watching, he's like, Daddy, where are them cops taking him to? And I was like, well, I said, son, I guess how much shit that Kevin Owens talked about Texas, they're going to take him out back and beat him to death.
The hell out of Texas.
Yeah. And my son was like, okay, Daddy, I'm fine with that. I was like, all
right. I think my unintentional favorite part, just because I've mentioned this on the podcast before, I met this guy. Whenever Byron Saxton came into the ring, I was like, oh, I know who that is. I've met him. And he got the fucking stunner by Stone Cold. I was like, oh, dude, that's sick as hell, man.
And you talked about this. It's obvious that now this generation, Byron Saxton is now the Michael Cole of this generation.
100%. Whether that's a good thing or bad thing.
Oh, no, it's a bad thing for Byron Saxton.
No, it's a terrible thing for Byron. Awesome thing for us.
Back in the day, Michael Cole was being treated like shit by the by Stone Cold, by The Undertaker. Everybody treated Michael Cole like shit. And I guess now Michael's too old for that, so he sits behind the table. And they're like, hey, Byron, you want a job?
Well, Michael
they tell him it's a commentator job, but it's not.
No, it's a every now and then get my ass beat by one of the top stars job. And you know what? If I was him, though, if I could get a stunner by Stone Cold at WrestleMania, I'd take it too.
I'm fine with it. Yeah,
I'm fine with it. Guy got to come in, drink a beer real quick with Austin, get stunned, and then got out of there. Sold it like a champ.
The referee got to have a beer and not get stunned, though.
Yeah, that referee was cool shit. He better be
that referee was throwing that beer back like a motherfucker.
Yeah, he was, dude. I was like, God damn.
That dude was chugging like, you guess what? My name is Stone Cold Steve Austin, too. I got this.
You know he went to the bar both nights after.
Oh, yeah. He may have went with Stone Cold the way they were getting along.
Probably. Good Lord. I don't even remember him being that nice to Earl Hebner whenever he was a big-time referee.
No. I don't remember him being like that with any referee.
Mike Chioda, nobody like that.
No. But then also Stone Cold did get to have a beer with his brother in the ring.
That was really cool to see.
Yeah, that was cool. Probably not just for Stone Cold. I mean, not just for his brother, but Stone Cold probably liked that more than his brother did.
Oh, 100%.
Just to drag his brother in there and have a beer with him and tell him, hey, go on, have a seat. I got more shit to do. And, and then do his thing. So it was cool. It was a fun ending to actually a really good night.
If night one would have been all of WrestleMania, I think I would have been like, all right.
I would have been cool with it.
I would have been fine. Honestly.
Yeah, I would have been all right with it.
I would have been like, you know what? Missing several titles.
Now there was,
But
there was several parts to night 2 that were good.
yeah, but we're about to get to those. A little bit of technical difficulty just then.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened. What were we saying?
It was a way to split off night 1 and night 2, I think.
It was a pretty good way of splitting off or whatever. But like, so like I was saying, if like WrestleMania ended on night 1 and that would have been it, I've been like, okay, short, no major titles on the line, but probably, well, major titles. The women's titles are major, but
yeah, and there was tag team titles.
Yeah, but probably one of the better WrestleManias of all time. I would definitely go top 10.
It was good.
It was great.
It was.
And before we get into night 2, I do want to plug the after show because even though this is going to be an extended podcast tonight because of how much we have to talk about with WrestleMania, the after show is just going to be wrapping up some stuff that we didn't know about.
Nice.
So if you want to listen to even more of us talking about wrestling on this episode, check out Save the After Show on the new PDY Patreon page. $3 a month, you get access to each 30-minute episode. Or you just sit back, relax, and keep talking. This one's going to be extended wrestling talk, so be aware of that. But also, if you have it, you also have the access to the video version of the Push the Attack interview that we did little over a week ago now.
That was insane.
That was a great show. It's free. It's available to listen everywhere. But if you want to watch the video version, which I know you do, because Xander went and got some Mickey D's there.
He totally did.
And you got to watch him do that. So, and just the shenanigans they were doing behind the scenes and whatnot. It was pretty funny to at least see. So if you want to watch that, along with listen to all the other episodes of the after show, go to patreon.com/itspdy, patreon.com/itspdy. Go and listen after the show is over.
I feel like because we did it in video made it better because those guys did some stupid shit. If it wasn't seen on video, it wouldn't have caught the beauty of some of the crazy shit they did.
It was pretty funny. It was pretty great.
It was.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was great. It was.
So let's get into night 2 because we are a good hour 20 into this podcast. And honestly,
it'll take us about 20 minutes to cover this.
Honestly, yeah, because
night 2 wasn't shit.
What I said about night 1, how it could have been like a top 10 WrestleMania, night 2 brought it below top 10. And that's upsetting.
Now, I will say, I've already got the first match pulled up that we're going to talk about. Mm-hmm. This was a good match.
Don't get me wrong. There was good stuff on here, but there was a lot of bad too.
There was a lot of bad.
And there was unfortunate one, very disappointing one, which I didn't think it was bad. It was just kind of.
I seen it coming. You didn't. We'll talk about it.
I hope it's the one you think I'm talking about because that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the main event.
I am not talking about the main event.
Oh, okay. I know what you may be talking about.
The other one, yeah.
The other one, yes. Yeah. The bad ending, but very good match.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
So let's get right back into it after their 2-hour pre-show and then the festivities of everybody doing the America the Beautiful for night 2. We get
Mark Wahlberg doing his thing,
all being awesome. We get RK Bro against the Street Profits in Alpha Academy. Chad Gable irritates the fuck out of me with this whole thank you.
He got his in the
end. He's a good ass wrestler though, but God, gimmick. God,
as far as his wrestling ability, he's probably one of the better ones. He's probably one of the top 10 wrestlers in the WWE at this moment.
Yeah.
But his character fucking sucks.
Yeah. This is also where I want to talk about how this probably had the best CGI graphic of the night of the 2 nights. I think
it was the funniest one.
It was the funniest one.
I'm thinking about, yeah.
It's the 2 snakes.
The RK Bro, yeah.
The RK Bro snakes. The Viper is trying to like strike the Riddle one, and the green Riddle one is just like, oh, what are you doing?
He's like
man?
dodging them and not even trying to.
He's
got the hat on and shit.
I will say I hate those things. I think they're the corniest things alive that they've ever done in that company. But that one made me chuckle a little bit.
That one was funny as hell. It was. When I seen it, I was like, okay, that one's cool.
That one's a little cool. I like that. That's probably the only one I could say.
The Undertaker one pisses me off the most.
Undertaker one, and then the unfortunately sexual Roman Reigns one.
Yeah, the Roman Reigns one was bad, but the Undertaker one was the worst.
That for sure. Like that dude.
Now I do think that
you had to see that twice because he came out twice, and that's annoying.
Yeah. Now the RK Bro one was my favorite one, but I do think that the Brock Lesnar one was cool. Just how the camera zoomed in and it kept turning.
Yeah, it was bad. Like real. There was a couple of them that were cool. Badass.
That one was cool. The Brock Lesnar one was cool. The RKO Bro one was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, but just in general, just in general, that thing needs to go away. I hate when they have those. Just do crowd shots.
I don't know why they're doing them. Because
they do them on Fox with football and NASCAR, and they have to have them in WWE now, I guess. And
well, the football ones are better. These are just horrible.
These are horrible. Well, what else are you going to do with those CGI things? It's not like you're going to have results or the match card or whatever.
Well, didn't they have the Roman Reigns one like standing next to the arena? I think that was the one that they had standing next to the arena that was kind of okay. But at the same time, I was like, this is still stupid. I'd just rather you put a video of Roman Reigns next to the arena.
Yeah, like the only thing that I will say is just acceptable is whenever they had the WrestleMania logo above the arena.
Yeah, no, that was cool.
That's acceptable, but it was still kind of corny because you could absolutely tell like it was obviously it's an overlay, but like the fireworks, because the fucking logo, they have it too big and the fireworks are going underneath the logo and you don't see all the fireworks going off. It's like, just put the logo somewhere else. Something.
Yeah, whoever. God. I mean, me and you have discussed several times about how WWE's editing group is just awesome. Mm-hmm. Whoever the ones that are doing these graphics need to catch the fuck up.
Please.
If you're going to do it better.
Because they still have incredible hype videos and stuff, but.
Yeah, but like with those graphics, I feel like I'm watching, I don't even know if you've ever seen this movie, but I feel like I'm watching Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Oh, God.
And somebody just did an animality. That's what I feel like.
I've heard about that. That's awful.
It looks like claymation figures of like the Undertaker with purple eyes, and I'm like, that's not even good.
No,
it's not good artwork. That artwork is horrible. If it was good artwork, it'd be different, but the artwork is horrible.
I didn't hate this match. I didn't think it was particularly anything great. It was good.
It had a lot of good pops in it.
Yeah, but like compared, I would say it was just okay. I am happy that RK Bro did retain. In the end, whenever they were all getting the cups and Chad Gable comes and slaps one of the cups out of who was it? Was it Riddle's hand or was it
No, it was out of the new guy.
Oh, that's right.
Gableson.
Gable Stevenson, the Kurt Angle one.
Gable Stevenson, that's his name. Yeah. Gable Stevenson. That's
right.
It. Yeah. He slapped the cup out of him and got one hell of a belly to belly for it.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the finish to that match. Riddle did a really cool RKO off the top rope.
That's right. I forgot about the finish. They had what was it? Angelo Dawkins up there. Was he the smaller of the two?
And I loved how he screamed when Riddle he seen Riddle, because Riddle springboarded up and caught him and he went ah.
Yeah.
And he dropped him with that RKO.
That was funny.
Then of course Orton got the off the top rope RKO on Gable.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Gable, wasn't it? I think it was.
I believe so.
It was. Yeah, Gable was coming off top rope and Randy caught him with the RKO. So it was cool too, off the top rope RKOs. That's a good way to end a WrestleMania match. So I mean, I was happy with the finish, and all those guys really put it forward in that whole match. It was. I liked it. I thought it was good.
They mentioned before the match started that this is a record 18 WrestleManias for Randy Orton. Record for what?
I mean, I don't know what the record is, but
I mean,
that's a lot of WrestleManias for one person.
That is a lot of WrestleManias, but it's not a record of WrestleManias by one superstar. That's the Undertaker,
No,
isn't it?
I'm pretty sure.
Taker or Triple H.
Yeah. So
So
I'm
I
not
don't
sure
know.
what that record would be.
I don't know unless they're just meaning like a personal record.
Maybe.
But like,
Yeah.
why even bring it up? Just why even say record? Just say this is 18th WrestleMania because it's not a
Yeah.
record.
Yeah.
Record for him, but it's not. I mean, yeah, personal record's
I,
fine, but
I have no idea.
that's a
I didn't even
nitpicky
hear when they
thing.
said that. I didn't even hear when
Yeah,
they said that. So
it was at the beginning of the match. I just remember Michael Cole saying that, and Michael Cole saying stupid stuff is just like the grass is green and the sky is blue, you know?
well, I mean that's like back at the Ronda Rousey Charlotte Flair match. He said that that was the first time anybody had got out of Charlotte Flair's figure eight. And as far as I can
No,
remember,
it's not.
no, it's not. I don't even think
No,
it's the second one.
no.
There's been several females get out of that figure eight.
I wouldn't be
Um,
surprised if all three other horsewomen hadn't done it at least once.
I'm honestly, I'm already thinking at least Becky Lynch would walk up and slap Michael Cole in the face and be like, "Motherfucker, I got out of it."
Yeah,
You
look at
know?
35. I bet I did it then.
Yeah, exactly.
What's he talking about? Michael Cole's so dumb.
Michael Cole just tries to hype up everything, even if it's not accurate.
Yeah. Well,
He's
whenever
always
you
done
have
that.
an old 76-year-old man yelling in your ear, telling you to
Yeah.
say things, it's like kind of hard not to.
Yeah, when Vince is in your headset going, "Hey, this is the first time anybody got out of the figure eight. Say it."
Yeah.
You know, and Michael Cole's like, "Yes, sir."
I mean, he's
Will
not
do.
going to. Michael Cole, unfortunately, is got to be kind of like a bitch boy in that sense because he's not going to backtalk Mr. McMahon.
No,
Not
and
going
he
to
can't
backtalk
because he's
Vince.
live.
Yeah,
He can't because he's live on a headset. You just gotta say what they're telling you to fucking say.
basically. I missed this match. I don't know how.
Uh,
And honestly, I'm probably better that I did. Bobby
yeah,
Lashley against Omos.
yes.
How was it?
It wasn't like horrible,
Oh God.
but it
That's not.
wasn't good. It was nothing above good. It was not good. It was not great. It was not fantastic. But it wasn't bad.
Mm.
I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, these when you got somebody like Omos who is like 7.5 feet fucking tall, it's hard to put him in a match against anybody where it's going to go anywhere that you want to see it go. Um, but Lashley was a good choice. Lashley, you know, had you believing and shit, and Lashley did eventually win the match from a spear. And Lashley tried the big thing they built was it was almost like Hogan and Andre in that match. You know, through the whole match, Hogan kept trying to slam Andre and couldn't do it, and finally did. That's what they did with this match. Was
Oh, they did the
Lashley?
Hogan Andre spot.
Yeah, pretty much. Lashley spent the entire match trying to suplex Omos and could not fucking do it, and finally did. And when he finally suplexed him, he speared him, and it was over. So yeah, it was kind of the same kind of Hogan Andre kind of feel. I mean, they did have some nice spots. You know, Lashley went for a top rope jump, which Lashley does not do. But he got caught by Omos because that dude is so fucking big. He's the only guy big enough that could catch Bobby Lashley. So I mean, there was some spots they tried to push, and it made it slightly entertaining. But at the same time, it was a very slow paced match and not a lot of action. It was more of, you know, oh God, Omos hit Bobby Lashley. He's down for another 7.5 minutes. What is he gonna do? You know, that's kind of what it was. Until, you know, Lashley finally succeeded. That's pretty much the whole match. And honestly, I've already said at the beginning of this podcast that there was two matches that were bad in this entire card. This was number two. We'll get to number one later.
I just can't believe they did the Hogan Andre spot, and this wasn't the version of that spot that was good. Because that happened in the next match.
Yeah, it kind of did. Yeah,
I just can't believe they did it twice, and this wasn't the good one.
it wasn't.
Can you believe that? And the fact that I'm about to talk about this match in a positive light blows my fucking mind.
All right. So when I agreed with you, I didn't realize what the next match was. And then I went and scrolled down, and I was like, okay, I know what he means now.
Johnny Knoxville against Sami Zayn in an anything goes match. I swear to God, this might be my favorite funny comedy match I've ever seen.
It is my favorite funny match.
I will probably have to go back and watch this multiple times because I think I missed the first bit of it. I came in whenever Sami Zayn introduced the mousetrap on the table.
Oh, okay. So yeah, okay. So yeah, you did miss a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah. I got the majority, and I got the Andre Hogan spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. When you said the Andre Hogan spot and it was the next match, I was like, I'm gonna agree with him, but I don't know what he's talking about. And then I scrolled down and I was like, and that was the picture I seen. I was like, okay, I know what the fuck he's talking about.
Okay, so what is there in this match that we've never seen in a WWE match before? There was the mouse traps on the table.
Yeah, there was the mouse traps glued to the table. And dude, you could hear the snap. And that's what I figured it out before I actually seen it. Because I heard the snap, and I guess I don't know if you realized it.
But I didn't at first.
Maybe me being a pest control guy, I knew what sound that was. But when Sammy reached up under that apron to grab that table, and I heard that snap, and I seen him grab his fingers, I went, "Oh my God, is there mouse traps under the ring?" And then he pulled the apron back, and sure enough, there was like 30 mouse traps glued to that fucking table.
I feel like that's something they did in ECW, but I don't think I ever remember them doing that in WWE.
I mean, well, I didn't. With me and ECW, it was hit or miss. I don't know if the mouse traps has ever happened before. You may know it has happened, but for me, this was a first, and I was like, what the fuck?
I know barbed wire tables, and I know flaming tables, but you can't tell me that the mousetrap table was not something that ECW at least tried.
I don't know, but we did learn it was a bad idea.
Very bad for Sammy.
I don't know if you heard it, but I heard it. When he pulled that table out from under the apron curtain snapped almost every
one. It snapped all of them. Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Every trap there was. Because they're all sensitive. If you tap that thing, it's going to snap. Well, and he actually got the apron curtain stuck to a couple of traps and had to pull it away.
Yeah,
this is the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Honestly, though, it was probably a lot safer just for them all to be snapped, anyways.
Yeah, because Sammy went through it later.
So I'm cool with. Honestly, I thought Steve-O was going to be there, and I thought he was going to go through something, but Steve-O was not there, and I was upset because he's my favorite jackass.
Yeah, no Steve-O.
But who was there was Chris Pontius in.
Yeah, Party Boys showed up and made Sammy feel very uncomfortable.
So this show is PG. There was a lot of like 14 rated stuff in both nights.
Honestly, that's what gave me hope.
Yeah, it was weird.
I'm almost wondering if Peacock taking over and getting all these rights and stuff is going to cause WWE to go back into an era that we like.
No, they'll stay PG. I think that's done for commercials and promoting stuff. But I think what they're going to do is bring a tad bit more edge, just a tad. Not
edge.
Not blood, not like nudity, not crazy stuff, but like maybe a little bit more cursing because there was a lot more of that in the two nights. Maybe a lot more wild.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah, maybe more wild shit like this match because think about it. If you really think about it,
stupid dude.
If you really think about it, though, there was a table covered in mouse traps. There was a bowling ball spot to the nuts.
There
was a contraption with a boot that was set up to where when Sammy got in front of it, Johnny Knoxville pressed it and the shoe hit him in the nuts.
It kicked him right in the ball.
There was a tongue spot where Johnny Knoxville grabbed Sami Zayn by the balls with tongs and ripped them off the top rope.
There was Party Boy dancing around in a fucking thong, rubbing himself up against Sami Zayn before
which really surprised me because I just thought they were going to do Party Boy with that suit on. I was like, all right, yeah, it is PG. That makes sense. But you can't do Party Boy like that. And the fact
Then he
they
ripped
actually
his shirt off, pulled the pants off, and did his thing.
the fact that he actually pulled the shirt and pants off and he actually did his Party Boy, I was like, wow, okay.
Dude, that whole match, I couldn't stop laughing. Like, there was points where I was laughing so hard, my ribs were hurting. And, I was getting over a flu at the time. I was just like, this is insane.
The two funniest spots to me were whenever Sami Zayn first went up to the top rope. He was about to hit something on Johnny. And then comically, you see Johnny Knoxville pull out a remote in his pocket and it brings his arm up and presses the button like a fucking Wile E. Coyote cartoon, and the pyro
goes off. He shot sparks up Sammy's ass.
Sparks up his ass, and it scared him off the top rope. The next time he tried to go up on the top, he was like hitting the turnbuckle. Like, is this okay? Am I going to blow up?
Death to go up top anymore. But I mean, another thing that got me, and this is the part because I told you I went to Travis's earlier, and he was asking me about the match. And this is the part I told him about. I told him about the mousetrap table. And I was like, and when Sami Zayn finally realized that this table was covered in mousetraps, all he could do is look at Johnny and go, "Was this you, Johnny? Did you do this, Johnny? Did you do this, Johnny?"
When they brought back the hand, they brought back Mark Henry's and Mae Young's hand. Like, yes. They didn't bring it up on commentary, but everybody online is just saying like that's the hand that Mae Young gave birth to, made its debut at WrestleMania.
And he's grown so big.
It's the fucking hand bit they've done in Jackass 3 and 4. Whenever someone's walking in, all of a sudden, bam, they get hit with that big fucking hand. But oh my God, for some reason, I didn't expect them to do it here. And whenever Sami Zayn is running back past that area and he gets smacked so hard with that hand, I died.
It was great.
My soul came out of my body because I was laughing so hard.
And then like the biggest part to me was when fucking Wee Man
coming from underneath the ring, starting beating the shit out of Sami Zayn, gets in the ring.
He was going to town on him.
He was
dude. The shit out of him.
Kicks him in the shin, and Sami had to help him a little bit. But whenever he got him up for that scoop slam, the body slam, the Andre the Giant Hulk Hogan spot, the better version of the two that happened that night.
Yes.
It was the craziest thing I'd ever seen in my life.
I never thought I would see a fucking midget
yank
up Sami Zayn and scoop slam him in the ring, and it was a perfect scoop slam. And like you said, Sami did help out to make that work.
Yeah, but
Sami was saving his own ass on that.
Oh, 100%.
But it was beautiful.
If there was so I'll say this early, just right now. The MVP for the entire shows was Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh yeah, by far.
I think there's a tie though for MVP of night 2 between Pat McAfee, and we're about to get to that, and Wee Man.
Wee Man, because that was, and like me and you talked about, earlier. Wee Man put on some weight.
Yeah, he did.
I think the weight he put on helped him be able to pull that off. If Wee Man was the same size he was, 10 years ago, he wouldn't have been able to pull off that scoop slam.
He got kicked so hard when Sami came to, though.
Oh, God.
He got kicked so hard in the face.
That haluva kick was brutal.
Oh, it made me laugh so hard.
They did a slow motion of it.
They did.
It was even worse in slow motion. Usually when they go in slow motion, you can see where it's fake. Mm-hmm. Not this time. That was mean.
I do like the slow motion cams now that they have. I think that's kind of cool. I think that's a nice touch. Nice.
But see, I think that was the biggest part, and that's what sunk into me during this match.
Mm-hmm.
Was I think that all the Jackass guys were there to get their asses actually really hurt.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole.
When they were setting up and choreographing this match, they was probably telling Sami, say, "Hey, go ahead and kick me in the fucking face."
That's their whole shtick, dude.
Yeah, make
He's
it
actually
real.
Getting hurt.
Knock the fuck out of me. If I go to a hospital, I done my jackass duties.
Exactly.
And that's exactly what happened, because Johnny Knoxville got his ass beat through that whole fucking match. It was mean. And then, Wee Man getting a kick to the face, the shit that happened to Party Boy, they got hurt that night.
So I was at this
Johnny
point.
Knoxville is a tough son of a bitch for going on as much as he did.
After the scoop slam by Wee Man, whenever Sammy got right back up, Johnny hit a really nice tornado DDT from the middle rope.
That was beautiful.
Johnny did some great stuff in this match.
He did, and
he took
before we go too far, I gotta. It just popped in my head. His Johnny Knoxville's introduction. What was it? He was 2 cheeseburgers short of being 170 pounds. I was like, oh my God.
What the
fuck? It was great.
When he had the 2 trash can lids and was like going to town on Sami Zayn's head, I'm like, dude.
He was like one of those monkeys with the cymbals, man. He was smashing the shit out of Sammy's head with the fucking thing. He looked just like one of the monkeys going, eat, 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 eat. It was great. It was. This match was, I mean, there was as far as wrestling matches, there was so many more better.
Oh, this sucked as a wrestling match, but this was amazing. This match amazing.
This wrestling match, but this was close to a top 20 hardcore match of all time.
It's the number 1 comedy match and probably like a top 5 hardcore match at WrestleMania. I'm not even kidding.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that because it was hardcore as fuck.
But we didn't even talk about the ending. So we
ain't got there yet.
Yeah, it's like, so after all this shit happens in this match, it's like, and I even text you like when the match was over. I thought I'd seen everything, and I know I tweeted it, though. I thought I'd seen everything in wrestling, but then Sami Zayn gets pinned by being put under a big old mousetrap.
A giant mousetrap, which malfunctioned, and when it malfunctioned, I was like, oh, shit, can he fix it?
What the fuck?
Yeah, he pulled the string, and it did not go off, and I was like, oh, no. This finish may be fucked, but Johnny figured out how to make that fucking mousetrap snap.
Yeah. It was...
And he caught him under it and got the fucking pin.
It was such a delightful match that, like,
it was.
It made up for anything bad that could probably happen later on the night, which does happen.
Yes.
Except for the main event.
I mean, honestly, it made up for the match before it. Bobby Lashley and
well, I was going to say that, but I didn't see that one, so.
Yeah, well, Bobby Lashley and Omos kind of brought the whole mood down, and we were like, well, this Mania was cool, but, and then, boom, this happened, and everybody's like, okay, this Mania is still cool. It was just stupid beyond recognition, but it was so fucking entertaining and funny, and it even told its own story, and it was great.
And Johnny Knoxville won. How cool is that?
And Johnny Knoxville fucking won.
I'll tell you right now, like, there's been multiple celebrity guests in matches before at WrestleMania. I cannot remember a time at WrestleMania where celebrities did so well.
Yeah, I mean,
Logan Paul, Johnny Knoxville, and the Jackass Crew, and Pat McAfee ruled.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. I don't know if you'll agree with this, but I will say this. Pat McAfee did make me happy later. But at this point, during this match, all I heard was Pat McAfee talking about Jackass episodes.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of got on my nerves. I was like, just call the match. Stop telling me about everything you've seen on an episode of Jackass and call the match.
Pat McAfee's not perfect. His commentary.
It got irritating to me. I was like, dude, I don't want to hear about episodes I've already seen. I don't want to hear about how many times you've seen Party Boy's ass.
Yeah.
Just talk about the match, man.
It got really awkward whenever he was talking about that too, especially near the end. Like, why are you talking so much about?
Cole called him out on it. Michael Cole's like, you talk a lot about Party Boy's ass.
Yeah. It was a little awkward, but it was still funny. But at the same time, he can get a little much on commentary. I get that.
Yeah. He's sporadic, but
he's a lot better on his radio show.
He fixed things later.
Yeah.
I haven't seen his. I haven't listened to his radio show, but I know that punt later was wow. but yeah, the Sami Zayn Knoxville match was it was just cool.
It was
It
great,
was
man.
it was fun to watch,
It was a fun, entertaining WrestleMania match. That's what
and
I want.
and honestly, that's the thing that got a lot of people talking. Like after that match, I was just like I scrolled through Facebook for a minute and I seen at least 3 posts going, "Hey, WrestleMania is fucking stupid, insane right now." And I'm like, and I had to comment. I'm like, "Yes, it's crazy right now."
It's so fucking stupid, but I love it. And I love
Yeah,
the
it was
Jackass
stupid.
crew.
It was stupid, but it was entertaining, and it was nonstop entertaining. Like there wasn't that's one match that was at WrestleMania. I could say there was not a single boring moment of it
That was so
because
good.
of all the different people that showed up. They kept it going. You know, when this person needed more time to cool off and calm down, this other person would show up and scoop slam Sami Zayn. You know,
Yeah.
whenever anybody needed time to calm down, there was something to fill in that gap to keep it extremely entertaining. That whole match did not have a dull moment at all.
Here's a hot take for you.
Okay.
This was the best match on night 2.
I disagree.
I'm
I did.
assuming you think Edge and AJ was better.
I do. I didn't like the finish, but it was better.
I think overall, I adored this match. I honestly
Oh, I
think
totally
this
did
was.
too.
I honestly think this match was the best match on the show.
This match had me hyped and laughing, and
Or night
I
2.
was just I was it was so I was so happy with it. It was happy and fun. So I really enjoyed it, but I still feel like Edge and AJ took night 2.
To put something right in between Johnny, Sammy, and then Edge and AJ, we get the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Sasha Banks and Naomi, Queen Zelina and Carmella, or as I call her, Lucha Carmella. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, Natalia and Shayna Baszler. Side note, none of these teams make any goddamn sense.
I will agree with that one. None of these teams make any fucking sense.
If the only ones that kind of do, just because they were in Team Bad with Tamina, is Sasha and Naomi, but that's such a stretch at this point. Do you remember Team Bad? No.
Yeah, I do.
Do you?
I do.
Wow. Also, I forgot.
That was actually when I still watched wrestling.
I'm gonna go back real quick to night 1 because I forgot to mention it because I wanted to talk about it, but I just completely blanked on it. When did Becky Lynch start using the rock bottom?
She's been using it a while, I believe.
That was surprising to see.
Yeah, she used it at SummerSlam when she beat Bianca Belair for the title.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to night 2. I just want to interject with that real quick because if I wasn't going to talk about it now, I would have forgot about it. So I'm glad because honestly, this match.
She used it in the 26 seconds it took her to beat Bianca Belair at SummerSlam. Yeah, she pulled a Goldberg. She hit Bianca Belair and then she hit her with that rock bottom, whatever the hell she calls it. I can't remember. I can't remember either what it's called, but
it's a rock
she
bottom.
Hit her with it. Yeah, it's a rock bottom. She hit her with it and won in 26 seconds. So yeah, that's what she used.
You said this match was good, but I don't really remember anything particular from this match. I know Liv Morgan was fucking beautiful in this match, though.
She was. And dude, I'm
in the fucking mask.
Dude, I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan. I guess where I'm a metalhead.
Yeah.
To me, Rhea Ripley's just not only badass in the ring, but she's just hot.
Yeah.
So if Rhea Ripley's in there, I'm just like, it's a good match.
Wipe your mouth off, J-Bomb. Wipe your mouth off.
Yeah. Now, one thing me and you did talk about that got really annoying was with Carmella.
Oh God.
He just wouldn't shut the fuck
Corey Graves,
up.
I get that's the whole gimmick they're going with here, but shut the fuck up.
I know they're trying to push the gimmick, and I know they're getting married, like today or tomorrow?
Something. I don't care.
but I really don't give a fuck. Can you?
Stupid.
Corey Graves spends all his time trying to do his job like to the highest point where he's talking shit over everybody else. But then when his wife's involved in a match, that's all he can fucking talk about. And I'm just like, it was annoying.
It was annoying whenever Michael Cole did it with The Miz. It's still annoying now whenever Corey Graves does it with Carmella. I don't care if they're dating or not. I don't care if they're about to get married or not. Stupid.
Makes me wonder if Michael Cole was banging The Miz. Because,
well, you know.
Yeah.
No, they had a third wheel. They had Alex Riley at the time, so that was kind of hard for Michael Cole. More ways than one.
Yeah. Fuck. We went there.
I sure did.
But, like, I mean, Natalya and Shayna Baszler is not a tag team.
No.
Shayna Baszler is not a tag team wrestler.
Natalya is not a tag team wrestler either.
No, she's also not. Both those are singles competitors, and they need to be left there. They're not meant for tag teams. I mean, at least Natalya has a family background of tag team wrestling, but it's not Natalya's thing.
No.
Shayna Baszler is a fucking MMA fighter. That bitch fights alone. You leave her alone.
And she was just in a tag team.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, why couldn't one of Natalya. Why couldn't one of these spots? Why couldn't Shayna Baszler be taken out and Natalya tag team with like Doudrop?
Yeah, something like that.
Is she hurt? I don't even know who Doudrop really is.
I don't know who Doudrop is. Last time I seen her was, I think it was Royal Rumble, because me and my son did watch the Royal Rumble. I think that's when Becky Lynch beat her. But yeah, I mean, I watched Raw and SmackDown in so many years. A lot of these names don't make sense to me.
Where's the female Bray Wyatt? Where's the female?
Yeah, no shit. Well, they called her Nia Jax, and she kept hurting people, so they got rid of her.
I wish that gimmick would go away. Let's go back to being the goddess or whatever she was called, Alexa Bliss. Do that.
Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I love Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan, like you said, looked amazing. So I was kind of rooting for them, just because they came out like Catwoman style, and they're both badasses. I liked Queen Selena's whole getup though. She kind of looked like that Egyptian queen. That was cool. But I mean, even though Corey Graves pissed me off so much, I feel like Carmella actually stepped up in this match. She pulled off some good moves. She pulled off some cool spots, and actually kind of earned her way into that match.
I just can't remember anything that happened other than the winners. And reason why I remember the winners is because Sasha finally won at Mania.
Yeah, finally.
Yeah, she was 0-6 before now. Now she's 1-6.
Yeah.
Which is really bad.
I felt like it was you don't remember a lot of it, but like the whole match was very fast paced. It was great action, really impressive wrestling moves. I mean, these women put on moves that most dudes won't do. And the finish was great. I mean, that tag team finisher that Naomi and Sasha did with that whole face buster mixed with a code breaker kind of thing, I was like, oh my God, that had to kill her.
Oh, and, that was a cool double team move. I remember that.
That was brutal. I was like, they better keep using that fucking move. I don't know if they've been using it all along or not, but that better be their tag team move, because that shit was awesome. So, I mean, I felt like it was a good match.
That's cool. And it's good for Naomi and Sasha get their moment. It's just, again, going back to the whole Ronda Rousey thing.
Plus that beautiful car that Naomi and
that was a cool entrance.
Came out in. That was sweet. I was like, that car is fantastic.
Love that car.
That was beautiful.
Then we get to your match of the night.
My match of the night, yes.
I do have a couple complaints about it, but Edge against AJ.
I mean, I got to complain about it.
The finish, but I'll get into it in just a second. Edge with a cool ass entrance, though. Probably the best entrance of the night.
The entrance for Edge made it for me. You said it felt a lot like Undertaker, but for me, it felt like the Brood.
I got definitely Brood vibes, and then also Undertaker vibes. I think there was a mix of both.
I felt like his attire made it feel Undertaker-ish.
Mm-hmm. Well, the lighting and stuff too was definitely Undertaker.
And also his attire was black and purple.
Yeah,
which did kind of give it an Undertaker vibe. But him rising out of the fire,
that was definitely Brood.
and I'll cover it later when we talk about the ending, but I feel like this is something to come.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, yes.
My biggest thing about this match, first of all, it was the longest match of the night of the
Was
both
it?
nights. Yes, it was the longest match in general of both nights. Um, it was good, but I think the reason why it kind of fell flat for me is because it was slow. There was a lot
I
of
feel
points
like
where it
that
was too slow for me.
the reason though I feel like it was slow because it was slow. It had some slow parts to it.
Mhm.
But the reason it was so slow is because of how fucking brutal it was.
Yeah, and I know Edge is trying to do this like darker character change or whatnot, and that was the
Yeah.
reason for it. But it was like, I don't know. I think I was expecting something along the lines of Cody and Seth Rollins, and what I
I was
got,
hoping for something like Cody and Rollins, but it
yeah,
didn't happen. But I feel like the bumps these guys were taking, it took time to recover. Like the one that sticks out in my mind the most was when AJ was just barreling towards Edge and he ducked it, and AJ planted fucking face first into that middle turnbuckle post,
mm-hmm.
and he hit at fucking 20 miles an hour. Like I was worried when he hit that turnbuckle. I was like, oh my God, he may actually be hurt and this match may be over. Because there the impact he hit that turnbuckle, I was like, oh my
Oh, the one
God.
spot that really made me cringe was whenever they were up on the top rope near the LED board, and I was like, and they switch positions, so I'm like, okay, maybe Edge is gonna suplex him back in the ring or something. No, it made it worse because AJ was on the side where the LED board was and suplexes Edge, not just
Oh,
to the outside, but on the ring apron sides, on the side skirt where the
under the apron.
onto the
Yes.
apron where the LED board was. I'm just like, Edge, you had neck fusion surgery 9 years or 11 years ago. Wow, 11 years. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
You were out for 9 years. You don't need to be taking bumps like that anymore.
Yeah, because I mean, any wrestler will tell you the apron is the hardest part of the ring.
Oh, I'm
It
surprised
would
they
have
didn't
been
harbor on that on commentary.
it would have been easier for him to superplex him to the outside of the ring than would have been for him to drop him on that apron like he did.
There's
Because I
no
mean, at least the
reason.
outside is padded. That apron
Ugh,
is not.
ugh,
That was fucking hard to watch. But
yeah.
I felt like there was so many moments of that match that was hard to watch, which it that's what I think made it the match of that night was it didn't have a wrestling match feel, even though both of them did great as far as technical wrestling. Their technical wrestling skills during that match was fucking no pun intended phenomenal. But it didn't yeah, but it didn't feel like a wrestling match. It felt like a fight. It felt like a brawl. Like
I just didn't.
it felt like they were trying to hurt each other.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
it was just too slow, and the spots they were doing, the big spots were just unnecessary. Even though cool, just unnecessary, and I still cringe every time Edge takes a huge spot. And then
Oh yeah, yeah,
the ending compared to the Knoxville Zayn match, which I know apples to oranges,
yeah,
but it was a good match, and then the ending just kind of like screwed it up a little bit. Not like anything significant happened, but I mean, like Damian Priest is just standing there, and
yeah,
AJ gets a little distracted.
yeah, and
Once
get caught with
AJ,
that spear.
yeah,
Yeah,
which was a cool spear, cool,
it was a good spear. It was a
yeah,
good spear.
but it's like I don't know. I expected it just because I'd heard earlier that they may be doing something like this with Damian Priest.
I heard of a possible hill faction with Edge
Yeah,
coming.
yeah,
That's what I heard about, but I didn't know who it was with. I had no idea it was Damian Priest,
yeah.
but and honestly, I don't know shit about Damian Priest.
I don't
Um,
either.
but like I feel like the match had ran its course. Everything had been done.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Edge pulled off every move out of his fucking book. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he hit the Edge-o-matic, he hit the execution, he hit the spear.
The repertoire
AJ
was
pulled out,
empty.
yeah, AJ pulled out everything he had. I mean, the Styles Clash was used. He did the 450. He attempted the 450 once, finally hit it. And then his attempt on the phenomenal forearms what got him speared. So that's the only move we didn't see. But I mean, I feel like everything had been spent in that match. So
I'll
it
go.
was ready. It was ready to end. I
Mhm.
was just not happy about the ending.
I'll go back
Um,
and watch this, but I don't know. It was too slow. Like I said, I think that's my biggest thing. It was too slow. And maybe I am comparing it too bad with the Cody and Rollins match, but
yeah.
I
Well, I mean, Cody and Rollins are fucking workhorses. They're both in very good parts of their prime, and
yeah, but
they
it's not like Edge and AJ can't go.
yeah. But I mean, like you said, Edge with his injuries, he
That's true.
shouldn't go as much as he can.
Yeah.
AJ at his age, he shouldn't go as much as he can, but he fucking does.
Yeah.
And I did read where AJ's actually already discussing the idea of retirement.
Hmm.
Um, and considering the shit that guy's put his body through, he's earned it.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
what else in WWE can AJ Styles do? He's going to go in a
yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Oh, he's already there.
Oh
Yeah,
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 it's not
yeah.
like he's just prolonging his career at this point. He's already been champion. He's already had amazing matches with several superstars. His first year was, again, no pun intended,
Phenomenal. Yeah,
phenomenal. Yeah,
yeah.
matches
I
with
mean, he's
Roman Reigns, winning the title. That feud, even though it was goofy to have James Ellsworth in there, but that
yeah.
feud with him and Dean Ambrose was just great. I loved that
And
stuff.
dude,
I
I
loved it.
mean, he's in the Hall of Fame faster than Jeff Hardy passing a drug test. Just
Listen,
I had to do it. I
I
had
know, I
I
know,
had to do it. I had to do it.
I know. But
Jeff Hardy said, "Fuck your Hall of Fame." But
I
yeah,
just, I just, I just feel my entertainment for the Johnny Knoxville match, which is crazy to say. If you would have asked me last year, they're gonna have a Johnny Knoxville match at WrestleMania, and you're gonna like it more than Edge and AJ Styles, I would have laughed at you. But honest to
yeah. I
God,
mean,
I feel like just because of what they did in that match and just how slow the other one was, to me, I just feel like the Knoxville Zayn match was just more enjoyable and I liked it more.
well, I mean, if you're going to go with likable and fun matches, then the number one match of both manias was the Johnny Knoxville Sami Zayn match.
I don't agree with
But
that though.
I'm
I
going. But as far as Edge and AJ Styles, I'm going with their talent and how they went across with the match because they had a story to play. Edge was a total dick,
Yeah.
and they had to play this fight out, and it was not going to be pretty, and it was not going to be fast. It was just going to be brutal, and that match was brutal
Mm-hmm.
from start to finish. It may have had its slow points, but that match was brutal, and not a weapon was brought in, but that match was hardcore. It looked like it hurt. you know, I mean, both those guys took a fucking beating for however long they wrestled. It was insane. But, now that we've covered the finish, I do feel like this is going to be the Edge with Damian Priest stable. And I'm almost wondering if they'll bring in a third one.
I
And
think so.
this may be the new edition of the Brood. I picture every week these guys coming out of the fire and
Yeah.
Edge getting to lead them to the ring like Gangrel did so many times for him and Christian. And this being like a new age, darker version of the Brood. And I'm honestly just that in itself kind of makes me want to watch because I love the Brood. And just to see somebody coming out of the fire like that, just when he came out of the fire on that throne, I was like, this is the shit. Because during the Brood time was right when I really got into wrestling, and the Brood was like one of my top like stables in WWE, and so to see him do that, and then see Damian Priest come with him, and then bow to each other, I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be fucking awesome.
I will say, while I did have fun with it and watch Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn match, there was still more to Cody and Seth Rollins that was fun to watch as well, which is why I think that was the match of the night of both shows.
Yeah, now I still give Cody and Rollins WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They won WrestleMania.
Yeah.
They did.
So, and it's just unfortunate because, like I said, I'll watch it again, but I feel like my opinion is not going to change. I still think Knoxville Insane somehow had a more enjoyable for me and fun and entertaining match than Edge and AJ.
For me, it's going to be my top three of Mania is going to be Rhodes and Rollins is number one.
Yes.
Number two to me goes to AJ and Edge, and number three honestly goes to Zayn and Knoxville. And then number four, I'm going to throw out the Stone Cold and Kevin Owens.
I originally said Edge and AJ was my number two, or like last night, whenever the show was done, I was like, yeah, Edge and AJ. But the more I think about it, I don't know. But then you also have Becky and Bianca.
That was a good one.
I will say none of the rest of the matches are on that list, so this is cool. We'll talk about now.
I mean, the reason why I give only reason I give Stone Cold and Kevin Owens number four is because of me being an old school wrestling fan, the feeling of nostalgia, and just the fact of getting to see Stone Cold do it one more time after 19 years.
Oh, my top five, he's number five. That match is number five. If I had God, think about it.
I mean, my nostalgia was I was sitting here and my 6-year-old son was asleep next to me, and I was feeling like a 13-year-old kid again.
Yeah.
Watching wrestling, seeing Stone Cold do this is why I'll give that credit. As far as a wrestling match, it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean, there was 3 moves used tops in that entire match, but it was just fun as hell to watch. And that's the thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin is you could tell both nights that dude was having a blast.
Mm-hmm.
And that when you see somebody having that much fun, you can't help but to have fun with them.
Absolutely not. Or absolutely.
Yeah. And I think that's what, gave Stone Cold a big part of WrestleMania this year to me was that. But, if I was to rank them all, my God, I could rank them all.
I know
what would come in last.
Yeah. Let's talk about our top five, because I need time to think about that even. But we have 4 more matches, and these are like Spitfires.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get through them, because
this next one we're going to blast through quick as fuck.
Sheamus and Ridge Holland against the New Day. Why did this even happen? Why was it so short? Sheamus and Ridge Holland wins. Whatever. I will say I did like the tribute both the New Day did to Big E, but
I did like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, honestly, I feel like the only thing that was brought into this match that because I don't follow wrestling now, is Sheamus's fucking manager. That little bastard is insane.
Butch?
Yeah, I feel like Butch almost fucked the match for them so many times because all he wanted to do was fight somebody.
You know who that is, right?
Who is that?
The former Pete Dunne.
Is that Pete Dunne?
That is Pete Dunne.
Looked familiar. Okay.
They changed his name to Butch for some reason.
Okay. Well, now it makes more sense on why the dude just wants to fight somebody.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, to me, he was the one that kind of took the whole match. It wasn't New Day. It wasn't Sheamus. It wasn't Ridge Holland. I feel like Butch was the one that kind of controlled that match.
Less than 2-minute match at Mania. No excuse. Didn't care. Let's move on.
Was stupid.
MVP of night 2. I mean, Wee Man is second, but I think the MVP of night 2 100% is Mr. Pat McAfee.
This guy blew my mind.
Pat McAfee against Austin Theory. Now, I knew Pat McAfee was good because he had a match against Adam Cole that was apparently really good in NXT.
I never saw it.
I only heard about it. What blew my mind was his athleticism. And whenever he jumped off that top rope and then literally jumped right back on there, my mind, I was blown. That blew my mind.
I mean, that's like 4 or 5 feet in the air, and he just sprung right up to the top rope and superplexed him like it wasn't shit.
Pat McAfee was so impressive in this match.
I mean, when he went for that moonsault off the top rope and seeing that Theory blocked it, he landed on his fucking feet, and I'm like, what?
Dude,
are you serious?
I didn't realize how young.
He is young. He's
I didn't realize how young he was.
Yeah.
This dude is like living the dream. He's got his own show. He's a former NFL player. He's a friggin' former WVU graduate.
He's a WWE commentator.
Yeah, dude. And he just had a
And now he's
WrestleMania
a
moment twice.
WrestleMania wrestler. Yeah, he had 2 WrestleMania matches back to back.
So I already said, because Pat McAfee did so well, I was like, this WrestleMania is just so surreal.
And his entrance was awesome. I mean,
His entrance was very cool with the
he
Dallas
had the
Cowboy
white
cheerleaders.
stripes. Yeah, he had the white stripes playing his entrance music.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders take him all the way to the fucking ring. Plus, he got to punt a football farther than God knows how fucking far that football went.
Well, he's a punter, so.
Well, dude, it sounded like a pyro burst when he kicked at that fucking thing, dude. It went boom, and you just seen the ball go fucking flying. I was like, Jesus, that dude can kick.
Yeah, I mean, it's like he played professional football as a kicker.
Yeah, no shit. But honestly, when he kicked the ball, first thing I thought was, okay, if he throws one of those real kicks in the ring, he may kill somebody.
So we go from a decent match with Pat McAfee and Austin Theory to making this WrestleMania just go so surreal.
So weird. I think me and you messaged more in that 3 minutes than we did all night.
I could not believe what I saw.
I still can't believe it.
Mr. McMahon got in the ring in his old, like, trying to look bulked up black shirt.
And he's still bulked up more than me and you.
No, but 76 years old, absolutely he is. But
yeah, 76 years old. He's looking better than me and you are.
This man, this was the worst match on the show.
Mm-hmm. It was hard to watch.
It was very hard to watch.
Like McAfee probably got one hell of a paycheck for just even doing it.
And poor McAfee, he had to run into Vince, and like Vince was doing quote unquote clotheslines.
Yeah, he had
as in he was sticking his old ass arm out and just having him take.
Yeah. And that's all Vince done was clotheslines the whole fucking time.
This didn't need to happen.
Yeah, like you just went. I don't know how many minutes with Austin Theory doing moonsaults off the top rope and superplexes,
and now you're making yourself looking like an ass.
Man. Yeah, you get in the ring with a 70-plus-year-old man, and you're getting clothesline and haven't pulled a single move off. But we know why.
Yeah, it's like he's not going to actually hit and beat the shit out of Mr. McMahon. He's too old.
No, like me and you talked about, if Vince took one single bump, he'd die. You know?
Well, he sort of did, and he almost did die.
He almost, honestly, I was worried about him for a second.
Oh my God, dude. That was so sad.
It was bad.
Because it's like
it was hard to watch.
Oh God, we're going to shit on the main event. Spoilers, by the way.
The main event won't take 2 minutes.
But technically, this was, because it was a match. There was a ref.
There was a referee.
Oh God, this was the
and Pat
worst
McAfee
match.
got counted 1, 2, 3, and Pat McAfee lost to Vince McMahon.
Is this the worst match in WrestleMania history?
I'm going to go ahead and say yes.
Because like you were thinking,
I can't think of anything worse.
Well, because 18 seconds between Bryan and Sheamus. There was the less than a minute match between The Rock and Eric Rowan.
I'm still saying this was worse.
I'm honestly with.
This was a 70-plus-year-old man in a ring
against a non-wrestler, both non-wrestlers.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a 30. How old is he?
34.
34-year-old Super Bowl champion gets beat by a 70-plus-year-old Vince McMahon. It was bad. I don't care how much Austin Theory helped, which wasn't much.
He gave him a nut shot into one of the ring posts, but that's about it.
That was about the best he done, and that was the finish. But this was the worst match in WrestleMania history, in my opinion.
and then because they had to know it was bad.
Oh, they knew it was bad. Vince knew it was bad when he set the motherfucker up. But Vince
luckily, Stone Cold came out. So we got
Yep.
to see Stone Cold, but oh my God,
He stunned Austin Theory.
which was a great sell. That's
That
up
was
there
a
with like
great, yeah.
that's up there with like
Theory,
The Rock and Scott Hall.
yeah. Theory sold that stunner like it fucking broke him into pieces.
That was great.
He bounced and flopped on the ring like a fucking fish.
Oh, dude, but oh my God.
But then, yes.
Oh my God. That was okay. So the first ever stunner he did the Vince back in like 97, 98.
Way back.
Revolutionary when that happened. It was bad.
Yes.
It was an awful
Yeah.
stunner.
He dropped the boss and it was bad.
It was bad. It was a bad stunner.
It was so bad.
This one was so much worse.
This one was tragic. The way actually, because Travis hadn't seen it. He heard about it. And Like I said, I seen him today, and he asked about it, and I was like, honestly, I think the kick killed him more than the stunner did.
It did, because it's
It
like
did.
he didn't know how to react and work with
No.
it. And then Austin had to like try to drag him back away from the ring rope because he was like stumbling and dude.
But did you notice Austin was laughing the whole time?
Oh, Austin was having a blast though, because he knew that like it was a fucked up stunner. Like he knew
kicked
it.
Vince in the gut, and as soon as he kicked, I think he actually really kicked Vince in the gut.
He might have.
And I think that's what fucked it up, was he didn't fake that. He actually just said, you know what, Vince, this is one last time. I'm really going to give you a kick. And he kicked Vince. And Vince stumbled like 7 feet.
Oh, God.
All over the place, flopping around, like trying to stay up. You could see that Vince was trying to stay to his feet to take the stunner, but he just couldn't. And Stone Cold just finally grabbed him by the head and said, fuck it. This is the best I can do. And dropped him. And I was like, oh my God.
At that moment, I was like, all right, Vince, stop. No more. Yeah, that was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. You do not take any more bumps ever. You're done.
But honestly, dude, the way he laid in the ring after that stunner, I thought he was hurt.
Yeah, because he probably might have actually been.
He might have been. And knowing Vince, he probably, before he went out there, he probably said, all right, when Austin stuns me, even if I'm really hurt, don't tell nobody.
Yeah, probably
let this mania go on.
He probably broke both quads.
Hospital. Yeah, take my ass to the hospital. Don't tell nobody.
Oh my God. Dude, what the fuck, man?
And then the moment that me and you both have saved on our phone.
Oh my God. Okay.
I saved it as soon as you sent me the copy of it. I saved it.
So it was real sad for at least 5 to 6 minutes with Mr. McMahon out there. Yeah. But whenever the saddest stunner I think I've ever seen in my life happened, Pat McAfee gets back in the ring and celebrates with Austin. Shit gets real cool again.
Turnbuckles and everything. I mean,
they're
flashing beers.
They're celebrating
have like 3 or 4 beers together.
Oh yeah, they're celebrating everything. But then, of course, because this is Stone Cold and you do not trust Austin, Austin gives Pat McAfee a stunner. And this was a normal sell for a stunner. He didn't do anything. He just spit his beer out after he got stunner. Nothing particularly special. I did like whenever Austin gave him the special and he started doing the airplane around the ring.
Yeah, he did. He started airplaning. Now, I will say, though, just like with Kevin Owens, Pat McAfee talking about how much he loved wrestling growing up and how much he wanted to be a wrestler and how psyched he was when Vince told him he could wrestle at WrestleMania. Just like with Kevin Owens, I'm guaranteeing you, Pat McAfee taking that stunner from Stone Cold Steve Austin was the best moment in his fucking life.
Oh,
it was better than him having a match with Vince McMahon. It was better than him having a match with Austin Theory and getting to show off what he can do. Him getting a stunner, drinking a beer with fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania is the best moment of his life.
100%.
And he was still drinking beer while he laid outside.
But the best moment of my life happened not even a minute after. So Austin's getting more beers and they're all just trying to like clear out the ring and whatnot. And then they make the most perfect cut, the most perfect GIF I've ever seen in my life. As soon as I saw it on my TV, I burst out laughing. I was like, I want that as a GIF right now. It's Pat McAfee laid out, ladies and gentlemen. Laid out flat on his back next to the announce table. got one of Austin's loggers in his mouth, and just pouring that shit right there, right in his mouth, eyes closed, dazed and confused, continuing to drink the beer.
Still drinking beer. It was awesome.
So I know my thing in the group chat, in our mad group chat, is the raccoon eating grapes.
Yeah.
I think I found my new bit. I swear to God, I think I found my new gift to always share. Because
oh my God, I think I just did a Ted DiBiase laugh on that one.
Dude, that is probably my favorite wrestling gif of all time.
It was awesome. And when you messaged me last night, it was like, dude, I found it. And I opened the message and I seen it. I was like, he fucking did. He totally found it. There it is.
Because I originally got a still image, and the still image was fine, but I was like, no, this doesn't hit the same unless I had the GIF, because it was like, it was the perfect amount of time for that camera shot to be right on Pat McAfee. It was no longer than 2 or 3 seconds. It was the perfect angle, perfect shot. I was like, internet, please.
It was the greatest GIF ever, and you're treating it like it's the greatest gift ever.
To me, J-Bomb, it was the greatest gift ever.
It was the best.
It is. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm just this dude, man, Pat motherfucking McAfee, dude. Holy shit. Getting stunned out, drinking with Austin, getting a stunner, laying next to the announce table, and still just trying to drink the beer.
It was one of those pictures worth 1,000 words.
Oh my God.
It was great. And when it happened, I messaged you and I was like, he's still drinking beer laying there unconscious. I was like, this is great.
It's amazing.
And did you see Austin slide him that beer before he done that?
No, I did not. I missed that because I was like, okay, I understand how he probably got outside, but how did he get another beer? It was beautiful.
And kind of just bowled him that beer, and they pointed at him again. And then next thing you know, you see him laying there on his back drinking that beer, and I'm like, wow.
It was beautiful. Like,
it was awesome.
Beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and this was probably the most beautiful thing I had seen at WrestleMania, because it was
the best thing you've ever beheld.
Because it was the goddamn funniest thing I think I've ever seen in professional wrestling. I thought the Johnny Knoxville Sami Zayn match as a whole was the funniest thing, but 3 seconds.
I was about to say, coming from a night that's seen Sami Zayn stuck under a giant mousetrap, for Pat McAfee to take that moment was hard. That was very hard work right there.
Listen, I'm a very simple man. I'll take simple shit over very complex stuff most any day when it comes to comedy.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. That was just perfect context, perfect timing, perfect shot. Pat McAfee laying there dead. Unconscious, still drinking the beer. I am laughing my ass off looking at this GIF again. Oh my God. I got to turn it off. We got one more match to get through, or else I'm not going to make it through.
Before we get to that match, that is the one thing I will say is that for this year's WrestleMania, to me, I'm calling it the WrestleMania of Stone Cold.
Oh yeah,
he got to be there both nights.
Yeah,
he got to have his last match in 19 years. He finally got to have his last match, and then the night after, he got to stun Vince McMahon one more time. You know,
it was an awful stunner, but it was a great.
It was
stunner.
horrible, but it was a stunner.
Yes.
So Stone Cold got to walk out of Dallas, Texas, with a big ass smile on his face, and he showed everybody that smile for those 2 nights. That dude was happier than I think I've ever seen him. He was laughing and smiling through that whole 2 nights.
Mm-hmm.
Even walking down the ramp to stun Vince, he was giggling because he knew what was coming. He was just like, I can't believe I get to do this one more time. And it was the Mania of Austin.
This was Austin's swan song.
It was.
He was the MVP.
Final bow. It was his final bow.
This was his MVP moment once again. Crazy to think that was 19 years after his last match, but I'm very happy that this happened.
Yeah, because I mean, Austin's last match was a loss.
Yeah, it was against The Rock, and he lost it.
Yeah, him and The Rock at Mania, and he lost. He never got to beat The Rock at Mania, and I feel like
wait a minute. Yeah, he did. He beat him twice.
Wait, what?
They faced each other 3 times.
I thought that Rock won all of those.
No.
You sure?
Yes, very. Austin won the first meeting at WrestleMania 15 because that was right after the corporate Rock, right after Deadly Game, Survivor Series.
I'm gonna have to look this shit up.
Yeah, it was right after Deadly Game, the 1998 tournament where The Rock became corporate champion, and Stone Cold won the Rumble to go on to face The Rock, and they had probably their best WrestleMania match there, and Austin won. That was probably the best thing about WrestleMania 15. And then Stone Cold
really fucked up my shit.
And then Stone Cold won the Rumble in 2001. The Rock beat Kurt Angle at No Way Out 2001. They faced off in probably the best main event in WrestleMania history with the best promo hype video in WrestleMania history with My Way. And that's the night that Austin turned heel with Mr. McMahon and beat The Rock for the title in Houston.
Be damned. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah,
the last fucked up on that.
So the last match, The Rock finally got his match back, finally got his win. He'd never beaten Austin until WrestleMania 19.
Last match was his first loss to The Rock at Mania.
Yes.
Okay. Huh.
Which is crazy to think, but like it kind of made sense, them having such an amazing feud before then, and Austin always winning. It made sense to Austin taking the loss to The Rock, and The Rock was there after the match thanking him. Like The Rock's been quoted as saying he stayed there for a minute and whispered to Austin, "Thank you so much for what you've done for me."
Yeah, no, I did read about that.
Yeah. And
I read where Rock told him, said he went down and told him, "Thank you for everything you've ever done for me," and all that. And that was pretty cool. He told him that he loved him, and Austin said, "I love you too," and that was pretty cool.
Took 3 rock bottoms to finally put Stone Cold away.
But I remember that.
But Rock finally did it. Hollywood Rock finally beat Stone Cold Steve Austin at WrestleMania after 3 times.
I do remember
rock bottoms.
I do remember what happened after that night.
Oh, the Goldberg debut. Yeah,
Goldberg came in and ripped The Rock in half.
That was cool. I enjoyed that.
It was cool. It was, yeah.
We're putting off the
I'm leaving. I'm quitting.
The Rock has done it all. He's done it all.
Yeah, he beat everybody, and no, he hadn't. And
then I remember Jerry Lawler going, "The Rock's going to leave us."
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and then I remember Jerry Lawler going, "Where's Goldberg? Where is he?" And Jim Ross was like, "He's here," and he's like, "No."
Absolutely, no.
He's not here. He's not here.
Goldberg just speared The Rock.
He speared The Rock in two. He killed him. I do miss Jim Ross.
I do too.
Watch AEW.
He's just not the same on Dynamite, though, man.
Is he not? I mean,
older. He doesn't.
I don't have cable, dude. I don't get to watch it. So
we're putting off the inevitable, dude.
Well, I mean, the dude's had more strokes than I've taken breath.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah,
we're putting off the main event.
I know we're putting off the main event because I don't want to talk about it.
I don't either. So
sure. End of 2 really, really good nights.
And that's okay. So at this point, we just saw one of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time, Mr. McMahon and Pat McAfee. Even with that and Omos and Bobby Lashley, this may be like right at 10 of the top 10. Maybe 10.
I might put it top 5.
Really? That's high praise.
Top 5 worst matches of Mania is where I would probably put it.
I'm talking about Mania as a whole, both nights, as a show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe 10, maybe 9, right there.
Yeah.
This main event made it go down to like 15, 16, 17.
this and
You
and
can
this is the thing. Up till this match, me and you was talking, and I was like, dude, watching Mania, I'm almost ready to give WWE a chance. I'm ready to maybe try Raw, maybe
and I
try
was
Smack.
and I was hyped up for this one sort of because they
I
had this
was,
awesome hype package with All Nightmare Long by Metallica playing and
yeah. Oh,
Roman
it was
and Brock.
brutal. Yeah,
They were hyping this up. They literally called it the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
and it wasn't.
And and I like I told you and like I said online, it was just like a wet fart going off.
It was. I honestly, like I told you, I seen it coming. I hoped it wouldn't because there was things there they could have done to make it go better, and they didn't do it.
Right.
It's been almost fucking scientifically proven, whether it's in UFC or WWE, Brock Lesnar, you throw him in a ring, he cannot go long. He's very energetic, and as soon as the bell rings, and he's full of fire and going crazy. But the longer that match goes on, the more you're going to see Brock to where he can't even hardly lift somebody.
Right.
And that was his biggest problem in UFC. Everybody thought when he went to UFC, they was like, "Oh shit, Brock's gonna fuck people up." And then he went up against Frank Mir, and he went into Frank Mir like, "Okay, I'm gonna go rampage on your ass." And Frank Mir was like, "No, you're not. You're gonna tap out." And Brock did, because you get Brock gassed, Brock can't recover.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the best thing they could have done with this match was figure out ways to drag it on. Maybe Roman, Brock does something to Roman. Roman has to feign an injury, and Brock has time to gloat about it so he can catch his energy back, so he can build back up. Maybe, Roman's down and Brock has to interact with Paul Heyman or the Usos to give him time to build back up his stamina, because Brock is one of those guys that just cannot go for a long time.
No.
And if you can come up with ways to make that match drag out to build Brock back up, and then, put him through some shit, and then give him time to build back up, then you can make that last. But the way that match went, just nonstop, bam, 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 they were hitting each other. As soon as the match started, 5 minutes into it, I was like, all right, this is going to be over in about 8 minutes. I knew within the first 5 minutes, I was like, this match is not going to last long. Brock was dripping sweat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it looked like somebody turned a water faucet on over his head. And when he had Roman in that Kimura lock, he had Roman in a Kimura lock, and Brock's face was redder than Roman's. Brock was fucking done. It was over. And I don't know if you spotted it, but Brock hit that F5. And then on that second F5 attempt, when he went to pick up Roman, you could see he was talking to Roman. I seen it.
I did not see that.
I seen him talking to Roman when he was about to pick him up for that last F5 attempt. And as soon as I seen him talking to Roman, in my head, I was like, he's telling Roman, I'm done. Let's end this. Let's go home. And as soon as he picked him up, Roman flipped off of that F5 spear. It was over. Brock was so gassed he could barely stand anymore. I'm guessing that match was, because that match ended, I think it was like 15 minutes till midnight.
Something like that.
I'm thinking that match was supposed to go longer than that, but Brock just couldn't do it any longer. When Roman got the pin, Paul Heyman looked shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I think that match was supposed to go longer, but Brock just couldn't do it. Brock is not a long match wrestling kind of guy. He never has been. That's why putting him and Goldberg together was always good, because neither one of them guys can go longer than 10, 15 minutes.
I know it's Brock Lesnar. I know probably like trying to get him to do anything for long periods of time is probably not the best idea.
No.
Because it's Brock Lesnar, like I said.
Yeah. I mean, that's like trying to run a train with, 2 pieces of coal. It ain't going to last long. It'll run for a little bit, but it's going to stop. You know?
There are so many other things. You built this as the greatest WrestleMania match of all time.
And you gave us flopping to where it's probably in my top 10 of the worst WrestleMania matches of all time.
It's definitely like one of the top 3 worst main events of all time.
Definitely. Yes. Definitely.
How do you mess up this bad? You've had a great WrestleMania. You've had a good WrestleMania. This WrestleMania was great. This main event made it slightly good. That's how disappointed I was with this.
That made it. If WrestleMania started at 100%, that match brought it down to a good 60.
Yeah. Like you were
just that one fucking match.
You were passing with flying colors until you got to this, and now you're barely above passing.
I mean, honestly, just straight to WWE. You had me and Keith giving you guys like hope, you know?
Yeah.
We had some faith. And then you done that, and we were like, well, maybe it's not changed. You know?
I know they won't. I know they can't. There's no way this fucking match. This match is the only one that deserved it. This match needed color. You needed to see blood in this.
Yeah, and me and you both were calling for blood, and there was a drop of it.
You needed color in this match. You needed this match somehow to go longer. You didn't need Brock Lesnar to...
I told you, I was like, Brock done took the gloves off. There will be blood. Because the last time I remember Brock Lesnar taking his gloves off was against Randy Orton, and Randy Orton bled all over that fucking ring.
Yes.
Like to the point where Chris Jericho started a fight with Brock Lesnar backstage because he didn't know if it was rigged or not. You
needed to make sure that Brock didn't go so fast and get so gassed.
Yeah.
And I don't know whose fault that is, whether that's Brock's for taking his own liberties or Roman's for not really leading the way. If Roman can't lead the way and tell Brock, I don't care if it is Brock Lesnar or not, and tell him, listen, slow down a little bit.
Yeah.
Roman doesn't deserve to be the top guy. Because Cena could do it.
Who?
John Cena.
Cena don't want to do it anymore.
He doesn't want it. No, but what I'm saying is, whenever he was there, he'd tell anybody if they needed to slow down to slow down. It's usually him was the one that was the problem.
Well, Cena would, if Cena felt the people he was wrestling needed a minute, Cena would be like, drop my ass. Take
yeah. There's a reason why.
That's one thing I will give Cena credit to is Cena knew, even though I as far as John Cena the wrestler, I can't fucking stand him. John Cena the actor, I love the fuck out of him. But John Cena the wrestler, I didn't like the character. Honestly, that's probably my ex-wife's fault. But as far as him as a wrestler, John Cena knew what he was doing.
Yeah, he's not dumb.
He knew how to drag a match on. He knew how to put people over, and he knew what he was doing. Roman Reigns, I feel like Roman has dealt with so much frustration in his career. I don't even know if Roman cares.
Roman has done so well in the last 2 years to make himself so much better. This is his peak.
Yeah.
This is his peak of his career. And I know it's against Brock Lesnar again, but you've had a good match against Brock Lesnar before. It happened at WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, when Seth Rollins came in.
And you're way better now than you were then. There's no reason why you couldn't taken the bull by the horns and done something a little different to drag this match out a little bit. If you're right and thinking like maybe this match should have went longer and Brock just gassed himself, then this should have been planned out beforehand. This should have been planned out that Brock wasn't going to get so gassed. Or if he was going to go that, hold on. If he was going to go that fast, then there should have been a spot in the match where Roman started playing to the crowd a lot more so he could gain some energy back. Brock could.
That's the thing that should have happened.
Yes.
I'm wondering if almost this ain't on Brock too. I'm almost wondering if Brock didn't feel like because the way Brock's been here lately, Brock has been acting like he's very full of energy. He's different. I'm wondering if Brock almost didn't say, let's just go all balls to the walls. I can take it. We can push it to this time limit. We'll be fine. And then once we got there, Brock was like, dude, I can't even stand. We got to end this.
Well, then they should have done something with Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns then.
That's what I'm saying. They should have had that moment where, Brock faked an injury or Roman faked an injury to give Brock time.
Yeah.
Or, Brock got put down by a move and had to roll out of the ring and Roman milked it,
And you can't tell me that this match wouldn't have been given more time. It was the last match on the show.
I think honestly, like I said, I feel like this year's WrestleMania was broke off from 8:00 to 12:00.
Yeah, and there was still like
that match ended at like 15 minutes till 12:00.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
I feel like it was slated to last longer. Even the look on Paul Heyman's face when it ended showed that match was not supposed to end at that time. There was supposed to be more to that match.
And then the abrupt ending to it with Roman just hitting one spear and that puts Brock Lesnar away. No.
That
hasn't happened.
No.
Not with them too.
And I understand WWE's perspective on why this had to be the match. I do, because these are both this is the way I looked at it. These are both guys. These are the only two guys that's ever beat Undertaker at WrestleMania. And this was the year that Undertaker retired.
Dude,
that's why they made
that's
this
not
match.
Even why. No.
That's the why reason I feel they made this match.
That's not why. These are the two top guys in your business. Regardless if they have, I think it's just ironic that that's kind of what's happened here. That's not an ironic thing, more coincidental. That's the word I'm looking for. It was coincidental, but these two are your top guys in this company.
Yeah.
There's nobody bigger than Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. So of course you're going to put them together. And the way to make this a big deal, since this is their third time at WrestleMania, was to do exactly what they did. I think the build to this Mania could have been stronger, but the way they put it and made it winner take all with the WWE and Universal titles was a great job.
It was built perfectly.
It was
to this
great.
Point. I mean, and the way they did things leading up to it, like Brock with the fucking forklift, and that almost gave him that Stone Cold persona.
And Roman 6 days before explaining, like, whenever the last time he faced Brock at Mania, Brock busted him up and made him bleed hardcore, and this was personal to him.
And then, like, they even showed where, at that house show that Roman and, the Usos came in there and destroyed Brock Lesnar.
He did more to get back at him at that Madison Square. And I'm sorry to keep interrupting you, J-Bomb. This is just
you're good.
It infuriates me. He did more. Bullshit. He did more at that Madison Square Garden show to get revenge on what happened to him at WrestleMania 34 or 30. Yeah, no. The last WrestleMania they faced each other. I'm sorry, I can't remember. He did more to get back at him then than what he did in their actual match where both titles was on the line.
Yeah, that match was timid. It compared to their matches they've had already.
Timid? That's being nice.
It was being nice, yeah. I mean, it was a day at Disneyland compared to their other matches. It was not. The match did not live up to the hype that was given. Everybody went into this match thinking, holy shit, we're about to see something.
I didn't expect to get match of the year.
Honestly, I'll go ahead and say we brought the match up earlier. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania a few years back was better than this Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I mean, at least Goldberg and Brock Lesnar broke a fucking barricade. They did something aside from normal bullshit. It was a fight, It was disappointing, but like I told you the whole time, you was all pissed off. I was like, within 5 minutes, I was like, Brock's going to get gassed. and this is going to be over. As this is not going to go long. And once I seen the fucking sweat pouring out of Brock Lesnar's beard, I was like, he's done. He ain't got much left. And when he put him in that Kimura lock, and I seen how red his face was, I was like, I'm guessing I'm in the last 5 minutes of this match, and that's already pissing me off. But I knew it was coming.
I just because you're telling me, yeah, you should have saw this coming or whatever, and just because I don't know. It still doesn't hit. It still doesn't make it better.
It was a bruise on a perfectly great 2 nights of WrestleMania.
It was more of a bruise. It was a friggin' like break.
Yeah.
Because this was your main event. Your main event of main events.
I would almost give Lashley and Omos higher ranks than I would Lesnar and Reigns as far as WrestleMania goes on match quality.
I think so too. I think I would too. How? Guys.
It was bad. It was, and honestly, I see this probably being the end of Brock Lesnar. I mean, I know Brock's had a good character going for the past couple of months, finally being a face instead of being a heel. And it's worked out for him, being Cowboy, Brock Lesnar, and, the kids are loving him and shit.
Yeah, it was great.
After that match, I see this probably being the end of the career of Brock Lesnar. I'm not even going almost. I'm just going to go ahead and predict this may not be Brock's last match, but it's close to it. And I predict next year, Hall of Fame, Brock Lesnar.
The right person won.
That's how, the right person won. I mean,
Roman Reigns is the
that's your right guy.
Undisputed Universal Champion, which I hope they're not going to call it the Undisputed Universal title. That means they're getting rid of the WWE title, and that makes me furious.
And that's what worried me, because I don't like that Universal title.
I don't either. It's a joke.
You talked about that. We talked about how stupid it is, but at the end of the night, you seen which belt Roman put over his shoulders and which one he let Paul Heyman put over his. So it's leaning that way.
It's just when I think, or just when you think maybe things are starting to get better. No.
The way I'm looking at it is Roman Reigns is a talented wrestler. He is. If you give him the right guy, like that match with him and Seth Rollins, amazing. You give Roman the right guy and he can put on a good match. Roman was automatically hated from the get-go because he was chosen to be Vince McMahon's, next John Cena. And the fans picked up on it really quick. And they were like, no, we're not going to do that. But Roman is a very talented wrestler. And you put the right opponent against Roman and they can put on a good match. It's just Roman is automatically, naturally, for some reason, I'm not even exactly sure why. It's probably because of Vince McMahon hand choosing him. But Roman will automatically be hated by the majority of WWE fans. But the dude has skills. He's a good wrestler.
Soiled it.
But it was totally soiled. But
soiled.
There's only so much blame you can put on Roman Reigns for that.
I'm not blaming Roman Reigns for anything here.
No, I mean, I'm putting some blame on Roman. Roman could have figured out ways to drag this match on.
I know, yeah, I did say that, like, he could have.
And I agree with you. Roman could have figured out ways to make this match last longer.
I don't know.
But he didn't. He kept that fast pace that everybody wanted to see, and it gassed out Brock to where Brock was like, I just can't even do anything.
I shouldn't have put it all on Roman. I'm just very disappointed in this, because it shouldn't have been this disappointing, because this WrestleMania was very surprising and very surreal.
To me, this goes back to the old guy syndrome. And I mean, I know Brock Lesnar is not old per se, but he's not young.
Mm-hmm.
And Brock Lesnar, between his college wrestling, his current his former WWE career, then his career in the UFC, and then him coming back to the WWE, Brock has put his body through a lot of shit.
Oh, he has.
And Brock is at that point of retirement, and this is why I call it the old guy syndrome. Brock is almost at that point. He's not there yet because of how big and strong he is and what he still can do. But Brock is almost at that point of what Ric Flair did, where Ric Flair kept pushing it, even though he shouldn't fucking be there. Hulk Hogan did it for years. Hulk Hogan was there when he shouldn't fucking be there.
Undertaker did it.
Bill Goldberg done it. Goldberg should not have been there, even though at Goldberg's age, for him to be able to spear and jackhammer people and do what he's done is fucking insane. But then, like you just said, The Undertaker. The Undertaker is almost the same class I'd put at Goldberg. The Undertaker is older. He's still got the skill to do it, but should he actually do it? No. Stone Cold Steve Austin, what he did Saturday was just fun. And, Stone Cold really didn't put his body on the line. He didn't.
No, because he hasn't wrestled in 19 years.
Yeah, he didn't put his body on the line. He didn't sacrifice anything. He didn't do anything that would gas him. Him and Kevin Owens kept a cool little pace.
Yeah.
It's because most of the time, all they did was walk around.
Yeah.
They were walking around, or they were riding four-wheelers, or they was walking through the crowd. A lot of it was just walking. And then a move here and there. And, like he'd do a move, he did that suplex on Kevin Owens on one side of the stage. And then they walked all the way to the other side of the stage before they done another move. Austin done it right. But, Brock Lesnar, Goldberg, Undertaker, these guys are still trying to have full-blown matches, and they can't handle it anymore.
Nope.
And Brock proved that on Sunday night. Brock proved he can't go those matches. I mean, it was hard to watch by the end. When I seen him lock Roman in that Kimura, Roman went for that spear and he got him in that Kimura. I could look at Brock Lesnar and see how red his face was, see the sweat dripping off of him. And I told myself, I was like, this match maybe has 5 more minutes left. Brock's done. And then it wasn't even 5 minutes later. It was over.
What a disappointing end to a really good WrestleMania.
It was a spectacular WrestleMania, a stupendous WrestleMania. But you let your war horses fuck it all up. You threw the biggest WrestleMania match in history in there, and it flopped. And that can bring a whole show down. And it did. I feel like everybody that watched WrestleMania for those 2 days they spent 2 days enjoying great matches, fun stuff, exciting things, brutal shit. And then we got to the thing that was supposed to be better than all of it, and it was the worst thing of all of it. Because, even like we said, Pat McAfee and Vince McMahon is probably the worst WrestleMania match in history. But at least it ended with Stone Cold Steve Austin coming out there and stunning Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
That Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match didn't end with a high note. It was just like, wait a minute, the match is over? Huh? And like your theory, when I seen the match end like that, I was so hoping to God that your theory was going to happen, because that was the only thing that was going to save it. And it didn't happen. You predicted that The Rock was going to come out and challenge Roman Reigns. If that would have happened, it would have saved that match.
Boy, was I stupid.
You had a really good idea that I wish somebody else would have thought of. Vince, anybody. If that would have happened, it would have saved that match. It would have made, if The Rock would have came out there and challenged Roman Reigns after that match, it would have saved that match.
Yeah, it would have made up for it.
Because so many people like me and you was just like, well, that was a fucking letdown. But damn it, if that music would have hit and The Rock would have walked out to that ring, all would have been forgiven. we would have all been fine with it. Been like, okay, that match may have sucked, but The Rock came out, and now we get to look forward to a Rock having a match. But that didn't happen.
So after the disappointment of the main event and the show overall, what would you give the final grade of this show from A to F?
Honestly, and I mean, I'm 36 years old. I've watched I've watched 20, 25 WrestleManias. I would, before the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match, I would have gave it a C. After Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, I'm gonna give it an F.
Come on.
Maybe an E. I'll go E. How about that?
You're being really harsh, and I'm more upset with it than you were.
You were upset. The thing with me is that whole thing was great, but the whole time you watched it on Peacock, every time a match ended, it was that fucking gambling thing, whatever the hell it's called.
Yeah.
Make your bets on the biggest match of WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Like they was throwing it in your face. This is the biggest match you're ever going to see in your life. Every time a match ended, they was like, you know what? The match you just watched ain't shit. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns is going to be better. And it wasn't. And that pissed me off by the end of
it. I can't give a full F. Whenever there was
I'm gonna go with an F just because, dude, I've seen some really good WrestleManias.
Oh yeah, me too. Absolutely.
I mean, I saw and that was to me, that's one of the best WrestleMania matches ever. I've seen The Rock and Austin. I remember. I mean, do you remember Kurt Angle versus Brock Lesnar? I mean, Eddie Guerrero, all those. Yeah, I'm still gonna give it a fucking F.
I think I'm gonna go with a C.
You're gonna go with C?
I would have given this a B, maybe even a B plus. It dragged my grade down so hard.
I mean, honestly, I say like while you was gone for your shit dying, I did start thinking maybe I'm a little harsh. I'm not going to go with a C. I will bring it up to a D. I'll bring it up to a D, just because I can't discredit everybody else because of one match. Because the rest of the matches blew my fucking mind.
Right.
So I will give it a D. I will. But the more thought I put into it, the Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match pissed me off more than I told you it did. Because I kept going, yeah, man, I knew that was coming. But at the same time, yeah, I knew it was coming, but it's still fucking frustrating.
Oh, absolutely.
But I mean, and like I told you, when after it happened, the women put on a better match, and that wasn't being, that was me being completely honest. The women matches, every damn one of them, whether it was the tag teams women's match, or it was Ronda Rousey and Charlotte Flair, or Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch, they put on one hell of a match, and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar should be ashamed of themselves.
I agree.
Because as far as I'm concerned, Roman Reigns might as well take the belt off and hand it to Becky Lynch, since Bianca Belair has the women's title. Becky's the man now. So yeah, I will give it a D. I'll give it a D. But I mean, and for it to be a WrestleMania where technically I can only say 2 matches suck, that's saying something. It really is.
I agree.
I guess the only reason I won't give it a higher grade than a D is just because I'm an old school wrestling fan, and any WrestleMania that has Stone Cold versus The Rock, and Triple H and Undertaker wrestling and stuff like that is always going to win to me. But for the generation, it's for this generation, it's probably number one. It's an A for this generation. After the John Cena generation, it's probably an A.
I can see that.
Yeah, this is probably the best WrestleMania since the John Cena generation.
Which is upsetting.
Yeah, considering the main event was one of the worst matches of the fucking 2 nights. Considering Johnny Knoxville can say he had a better match than Brock Lesnar, it's just bad.
That is sad.
That's just bad, man.
Very bad.
It's wrong.
Something feels wrong.
I feel bad even saying it.
Yeah.
It's bad just saying it, dude. But it's true. Wee Man got a better pop than Roman Reigns or Brock Lesnar.
God. All right. I think that's enough bad. WrestleMania talk for one night.
Yeah, well, we do have an after show, I guess.
It's only 30 minutes.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like nothing.
Yeah, I hope you gathered some information for the after show.
Well, I got bad news.
No, you didn't.
We'll talk about it in the after show.
All right, let's talk about it on the after show.
All right, well, a little bit of advice for you, ladies and gentlemen. Like what you like, man. I know wrestling's kind of niche now for sure in comparison to what it used to be. But my advice to you is just like, if you like what you like, have fun with it.
Yeah.
Cool. Sometimes wrestling can still be cool. And if wrestling's not your thing, sometimes whatever you like can still be really cool. Just depends on what you like.
Yeah. So. Everybody got their hobbies.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, J-Bomb, it is your time to take us out.
All righty. Well, thanks for listening. I'll say thanks for listening, wrestling fans, because if you're not a wrestling fan, you didn't listen to this episode. And I'm cool with that. But yeah, stick around for the after show if you want to hear more weird wrestling shit. But until next time, I'll just go ahead and say that's the bottom line, because stay metal.